sacrifice your life.
The fuck was that, Ken?
Joey Fats Radio, row 1C1.
I've been loving every second. I'm not rooting for injuries openly, but
I just pretended that was Brian Deegan.
I'm so fucking pumped. I'll be like, yeah, bitch, fuck
I will do that.
I'm gonna find him on LinkedIn and be like, "Did you punch a kid in the face? Tell me the truth."
All right, Sean brought his A game tonight. All right, okay, I like it. I like where this is going. And I don't want to put this as like a thing. Like, he wasn't a bad guy as far as we know.
Who said he was a bad guy?
I don't know, but I feel like we're painting him in this light that he was like this bad guy, and I don't want to do that. To this day, I hope you hear this. Fuck you. But rules are rules, okay? Stupid rule, but it was a rule. If you were a Crip and you were cooling in the cut, what do the Bloods do? Are they booling in the butt? Yep. Also, we are extremely juvenile, and whatever. Fuck you. All right.
I've used it. I admit it.
You fucking smashed me in the ass, you dumb fuck.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Joey Fats Radio, row 1, seat 1.
Why is my volume not working
What? What do you mean?
on the show? I know I just heard yours. But
There's a
mine-
delay. There was a little bit of a delay there, so it doesn't kick in until about.
There it is.
Yeah,
Okay.
You're good. We're good. There we go. I was like, wait, why does my mic sound so soft? Oh my god, what is happening here?
It's soft as shit.
Because one of the evil gnomes that lives up here came and touched one of my stupid slides on this fucking mixer.
Step 1, collect underpants.
Yeah. Step 2.
No, wait.
Step 1, collect underpants. Step 2,
Step 3,
profit.
What's step 2? We don't know.
No one knows. Joey Fats Radio, row 1, seat 1. Thank you, everybody, for joining us live right here on the one, the only, the New Bedford Guide on this absolutely beautiful Tuesday evening.
Yes.
A post-Memorial Day Tuesday evening. What a action-packed weekend we have had. Holy shit. Did a lot go on in the last 6 days since we last spoke to you? Or wait.
No, 2 weeks.
2 weeks. That's right. It's been 2 weeks. We weren't here last week. Right. So it's been 2 weeks. So we are going to get into a lot of stuff. We got 2 weeks worth of shit to cover. We've got the NFL schedule that we are gonna talk heavily about because there is a lot of juiciness to that. That came out on Thursday, the Thursday after we were last on.
2 days after we were last on, yeah. So it's about 12 days old now.
About 12 days old, so we've had plenty of time to digest it and go over it and get our feelings on it. So
I'm going to say something possibly controversial about the NFL schedule. This has become too much of a social media thing.
Oh, way too much. And a lot of these teams are not good at it. There's
Dog
the
shit.
San Diego Chargers and then everybody else.
Yes.
And maybe we should just let the San Diego Chargers PR team handle the whole schedule release of the whole league.
What the fuck was the Jets in Buffalo?
I don't know. Even the Broncos one wasn't that good. I felt
The
like
Patriots one was terrible.
the Raiders one might have been the worst.
Oh,
The best
Step Brothers?
The Step Brothers one with Mendoza and
Everyone was like, oh, it was so funny. And I was like,
let's highlight how we have two mediocre quarterbacks. Like, okay.
and let's like
weird flex, but all right.
let's
Do
highlight
you?
their differences and how they become best friends.
Yeah.
Even though they hate each other secretly.
Yeah, not smart. Not a great look, I didn't think, for them. But when the hell was the last time the Raiders did anything that was actually worth their weight in salt? But as we get through the schedule talk, we're going to talk heavily about the Broncos and the Patriots because me, Broncos. We're going to talk about Sean, obviously Patriots, and I'm sure the majority of our listeners are probably Patriots fans as well, and they're going to have a whole lot to say about that.
The majority of our callers are not Patriots fans.
But if you're a fan of not the Patriots or the Broncos, which I understand a lot of you are, feel free to give us a call and talk about your team's schedule. We have plenty of time to talk tonight, so call us up if you want to talk about whatever team it is you root for. Through the beauty of the internet, we can pull up any schedule and go through it with you and talk about it, give you way too early predictions, primetime games, all that fun stuff. So 774-992-8702 is the phone number. If you want to give us a call, talk about your team's NFL schedule. We're also going to get into the NBA playoffs. Right now we've got a very how do they say it, Sean? It is a pivotal Game 5 in Oklahoma City tonight.
Dude, I am so happy that social media, national media, fans in San Antonio are just like, fuck these fucking teams. Like just chanting flopper.
Oh,
like,
they're terrible.
You guys suck constantly at SGA and the Thunder. Just ripping into them.
It's great. And the Thunder are terrible. They're bad for basketball. The Spurs aren't that much better. Wemby himself is a pretty big flopper. But he's not to SGA's level. And we'll talk about that as we roll through the show.
There's a lot of flopping in the NBA today.
It's getting to the point where it's like, dude, it's almost unwatchable.
It's part of the game. But it's bad when teams that flop are just like, you're flopping too much. And they're looking at the Thunder and they're like, it's out of control. Like, you guys are throwing yourselves in the ground and no one's next to you.
Well, SGA turns into a jellyfish every single time he goes up for a shot. It's like every time he lands, he has no bones in his legs anymore. And I'm like, what is this dude's problem?
Why can't we do some kind of foul on, like, if it's not a realistic shooting motion, foul?
They were supposed to have eliminated that, remember?
Yes. And
because remember they did the Paul Pierce fake jump into you and throw the shot up? This is all supposed to be gone. The rules state that none of this should be happening, and yet we're getting piss in our face and being told it's raining. So we'll fly through all that. We'll get through all that tonight as well. And as this Game 5 rolls on, we'll keep you posted because we'll have our eye on it as well. But first, we also had the Indy 500, which was, for Sean, for my money, that's the best Indy 500 I've ever seen. That was absolutely insane. If you didn't catch it on Sunday afternoon, you missed out big time. It was a rainy, shitty kind of Memorial Day. It was a perfect day to stay inside and watch some racing. I tell you guys, every year, Memorial Day is the best day of the year for racing, for auto racing, across all the boards. Formula One has done everything they can to fuck that up by removing Monaco from the morning slot. You know, it was nice. You used to have Monaco at 9, the Indy 500 at noon, and then the Coke 600 at like 5, 6 o'clock at night. And it was just wall-to-wall racing. It was like a football Sunday worth of 3 crown jewel events in auto racing. And Formula One decided, you know what? Fuck that. Let's ruin tradition. Let's ruin everything for everybody. And let's have the Canadian GP basically run head-to-head with the Indy 500. That sounds like a good idea. Because I know everybody in the Americas is going to want to watch the Canadian GP over the Indy 500, arguably the best auto racing event of the entire calendar year.
Right.
So we'll get into that as well. My bets did not hit on that. My bets almost hit in NASCAR, but not quite because we had a rain-shortened event. But before we get into all of that, I first and foremost want to say it was a Memorial Day weekend, so a very heartfelt thank you to all those who have served and continue to serve this glorious country of ours. We appreciate everything that you do for us because without you, we wouldn't be doing this show right now. We might be speaking Japanese or German, so or some other godforsaken language. Who knows? But I know it might not be the country that we currently get to live in. As good or bad, for as good or bad as you may feel it is right now, I can guarantee you it's better than any other country on earth. So we appreciate those. Hat tip to those who have served and continue to serve the glorious United States of America. But that being said, Sean, I did want to lead the show off with, it was a very emotional weekend in Charlotte for the NASCAR family.
Shocking.
Again, you can't spell tragedy without NASCAR. And this is just another example of just getting your heart ripped right out of your chest. Thursday morning, reports come out. Kyle Busch, the driver of the number 8, Richard Childress car, was hospitalized with a severe illness. And nobody really knew anything about it. Nobody really knew what was going on. They just knew that he was in the hospital. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm reading the report, and I'm like, okay, he's in the hospital. He's sick. He's 40. He's my age. He'll be fine. Not much gets you at 41. Like, unless you had a heart attack or a stroke or something crazy. Aneurysm, right.
Something that just takes you.
Yeah. I'm like, he's not dead, so he's sick, but I'm like, he should be okay. But then I read that he was not going to be participating in any of the events this weekend at Charlotte Motor Speedway. And that's what gave me cause for concern in the immediate. Because anybody who knows race car drivers knows that they basically have to be in a body bag to get them out of that car. And I say that, hyperbolically, but anybody who knows a racer knows that that's pretty damn close to the truth. Then the news breaks late Thursday afternoon, early Thursday evening, that Kyle Busch passed away in the hospital, completely unexpectedly. For those that don't know NASCAR and don't follow the sport as closely as some of us, Marty Smith from ESPN summed it up best when he said Kyle Busch was our Kobe Bryant. He wasn't Michael Jordan or maybe even like Larry or Magic. He was somewhere in that top 5 to 10 range. One of the greatest to ever do it. I mean, honestly, he has more wins than anybody across all 3 NASCAR series, the Trucks, the Busch Series, and the Cup Series, with 243 wins in total, which is the most of all time by a long shot. That's a record that will likely, I can pretty much say with absolute certainty, will never be broken. But he was our Kobe Bryant. He cared about winning. He didn't care about making friends. He didn't care if you liked him. He didn't care if you booed him or you cheered him. He was just a competitor through and through and wanted to win more than anything. And that rubbed some people the wrong way. And when Marty Smith said that and he compared him to Kobe Bryant, I said that's a very apt analogy. Because he's a 2-time Cup champion.
Yep.
He's won, 60-plus races in the Cup Series alone.
Mm-hmm.
He is one of the greatest to ever do it. A surefire first-ballot Hall of Famer, and this is before he passed away. I mean, if he had just retired, if he had just come out on Thursday and said, I'm retiring, still a first-ballot Hall of Famer.
I'm still confused. Like, do we even know what happened?
So the family released a statement saying that he had been suffering from untreated pneumonia for the last 2 to 3 weeks, and his body basically went septic.
Wow.
So it was a very preventable, which kind of is it's even like a bigger kick in the balls, because it was a very preventable death, if you will, but somewhere along the line, I don't know, somebody misdiagnosed him or what happened with all that.
You think, again, we're very close in age. Like, I'm 40,
I'm 41. Him and I were both born in 85, dude. Like, we're 85 babies.
We're looking at it and we're like, oh shit! If I'm coughing and stuff, like I'm too busy to go to the doctor sometimes.
Oh, how many times do we do this as men? I mean, forget being a pro athlete. As men, how many times do we do that?
That's what I mean. Like a couple of weeks ago, and this is not me being like, oh, feel bad for me. I'm playing. No. A couple of weeks ago, I woke up. I had massive chest pain, and I'm like, I don't feel good. Like I don't feel right. And I was doing. For those who know, I'm doing college level courses for stuff, and I have kids. I'm doing baseball coaching. I have a full-time job. Obviously, I'm trying to keep a healthy relationship with my wife. I like how I laughed at the last part. But we're doing all these things. So I woke up with chest pain, and immediately I'm like, I'm fine. I have to just get through the next 4 hours, and then when I get to 12, 1 o'clock, I'll be okay.
Yeah.
It took me to 11:30 before I felt normal-ish. But around 10:30, I was like, I should probably worry about this, because I was like, this has been 3.5 hours.
But we're meatheads.
I know.
We put everything else first before our health, and we
100%.
do this. And this is a chronic issue among men throughout all walks of life. We
Ignorance.
just, we said. I tell my wife all the time. She's like, "Oh, maybe you should see the doctor about your hand." I'm having surgery on my arm in a couple of weeks finally to get this fucking my pinky. That's all my pinky does if I try to throw up horns.
Yes.
It doesn't extend because I have a nerve issue. So I have to go. I finally saw the surgeon today. I finally got my surgery scheduled. My wife has been telling me to do this since October.
That sounds about right.
And I'm like, I'll be fine. It'll come back. I'll be fine. And we just continue to push through it and push through it and push through it. And we don't listen when shit is wrong with us, because we're just like, nah, I'm a meathead. Fuck it. I can't miss work today. I don't have enough time, or work needs me, which is the biggest fucking fallacy in the whole wide world.
They'll replace me tomorrow if I drop dead.
Exactly. I tell people this all the time, especially in my line of work.
Especially in your line of work.
My line of work, I tell people this all the time. I said, I could die tomorrow on my way home.
Yeah.
And in 6 days' time, half of you won't even remember I worked here.
Cons won't.
They might, because they actually like me. You know, but my point is that like we're cogs in a wheel.
Yes.
We're cogs in a system. Nobody cares. You take the time, bang out of work. Don't go. Use that PTO. You'll get more of it. Take it unpaid if you have to. Don't worry. Like you're not gonna lose that $250 that you're gonna take home after taxes. Depending on what you do, whatever $250, even if it's $500. For 1 day's worth of work, you're gonna be able to survive. Trust. You don't worry. You'll be okay. Take care of yourself.
Yeah,
and that goes twice, especially with men. That goes twice as important for mental health, because we as men we internalize everything, we swallow everything, we don't let anything out, we don't ever let our problems be heard and felt. And you and I both know, especially amongst law enforcement, first responders, firefighters, all that, suicides are insanely high in my line of work, and it is a terrible fucking thing to have to deal with. It really is. I've had to deal with it at least I think twice so far in my career. And then probably a half a dozen other times with heart attacks or drinking-related deaths.
Hell, I had to ask you, I think it was yesterday, the day before. I was like, hey, do you know this person? Because I thought it was a relation to someone that you know, the same last name. And you're like, no, I don't know them. Again, our age, out of the blue, this gentleman passes away. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, there was no priors. Like, I mean, it could be another pneumonia, could be aneurysm, could be a heart attack. I don't know. But it was like 41 years old, just drops like that. And I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, you just don't know. And what was creepy with Kyle Busch, I don't say creepy, eerie in a way.
Yeah.
Was last week when he won the truck race at Dover.
Yes, I watched that.
And his post race interview, Jamie, I think it was Jamie Little, interviewed him and said, why is this still so exciting to you after 243 wins in your career? And you still act like everyone is your first one. What makes this so exciting for you? And his answer was, because you never know when it's going to be your last. And you never know which one's your last one.
And that was haunting in a way to know that.
And then 5 days later,
he passes.
He passes away.
Because I did read a report that like he was at wherever his like camp was, and he went to the bathroom because he wasn't feeling good, and he was coughing, started to cough up blood, passed out on the bathroom floor, and that's when they called 911.
So he had gone. I think he went unconscious. He was in his simulator at home.
Yes.
He fell unconscious, and they brought him to the hospital. I think on Thursday morning was what I read.
It was like he has like this outdoor like barn.
Yeah, he was
whatever.
coughing up blood, and that's what got him. And it's like, once you start coughing up blood, like I don't care who you are or what you do,
in your lungs.
You got problems, like big problems. And unfortunately, it took one of the greatest race car drivers we'll ever see. It took a great family man away from his family. I've been following. I started actually following his wife, because they went through. They were big advocates for IVF, because they couldn't have children naturally, the whole nine.
I know all about IVF.
And actually, you were a big reason why I started following her, because she talked openly about it. And I don't know if both of their kids were IVF or one of them was, but I'm pretty sure both of them were.
Yeah,
and I've been watching their son. I've been following along with their son because he races dirt midgets and go-karts and everything else. And he's 11.
Dirt midgets.
He turned 11 years old, 4 days before his dad died.
Yeah.
And he was and watching him grow in the sport and be able to drive and rip a kart. I'm like, this he's going to be something else. Him and Kevin Harvick's kid that is coming up too are going to be unfucking believable. When they get the opportunity. And we're only 3 or 4 years, 5 years away from seeing him in trucks.
Yeah.
And his dad's dream was to have he owns a truck team, was to have him and his son race side by side in the truck series,
That's devastating.
And it just sucks, when you see stuff like this. And but it feels like it happens in NASCAR way more frequently than other sports. We lost Greg Biffle a couple months ago in a plane crash. Former driver, yes, not active current, but Biff was awesome. The things he was doing for the sport with Cletus McFarland and at the lower levels, not the top level of NASCAR, but the lower levels, the ARCA level, the short track, the Saturday night short track shit, like when you go to Seekonk Grand Prix. And you see it, but down you go down to like New Smyrna in Florida on any given Friday or Saturday night, and that place is fucking lit, and there's fist fights, and guys are beating each other up in the pits because they wreck somebody, and it's real old school, knock them out, knock them down, drag them out, short track racing, and you go to the Carolinas and all through the South. There's tracks like that everywhere.
Yeah.
And that's what they were doing, and they were doing all sorts of great stuff. And then Biffle dies in a plane crash unexpectedly. We lose Kyle Busch this year. When I was a kid, we lost my favorite of all time, my favorite driver, my first sports hero in life, which was Davey Allison. We lost him in July of '93 in a helicopter crash. A couple months before that, Alan Kulwicki, the 1992 Cup champion, dies 4 or 5 months after he wins the championship, in a plane crash. The Hendrick family has been struck by tragedy with plane crashes where they got a bunch of people. It just feels like Kenny Irwin, Adam Petty, Clifford Allison, Davey's little brother, who died before him. Like, there's just been so many. Dale Sr., obviously, the big one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, the biggest one, if you will. It just seems like this shit always finds a way to happen in NASCAR.
Like it's cursed almost.
It almost feels that way. But it's so much of it is off the track.
Yeah.
You would think because of what they do for a living that this would happen a lot more on track. But that's not the case. The cars are extremely safe. The advancements, especially since 2001 when Dale Sr. died, they've made strides in keeping these drivers safe. Some of the accidents these guys have walked away from, go watch Austin Dillon, get up into the fence at Daytona in 2015. And I don't know how anybody could survive that. Kyle Larson in 2013, same thing.
Yeah.
Ryan Newman in the 2020 Daytona 500 was
I remember that one.
unbelievable. I still can't believe he walked out of that hospital.
I know. Some of these wrecks
I
you
watch
see.
it and I'm like, I still, even knowing the outcome, I still think like that guy's dead. Like there's no way in hell he survived
I see some
that.
of the wrecks that you send me from like NASCAR and like different things, and I'm just like, oh, someone has to die. And all of a sudden you see them like this, and walk to the center thing, and I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like,
They get
there's
out,
like nothing in that car.
wave to the crowd. There's nothing left of the car,
Like this.
and they're just like, I'm good. And you're like, how?
And they take off like the airplane neck pillow, and they're like, "This saved my life." And I'm like, "How?" Like,
It's called a Hans device, but yes.
whatever. You know,
Yeah.
you know exactly what I meant.
But it's called the head and neck support system, which is actually was mandated after Dale Sr. died because what it does is it keeps your head from snapping forward. It basically goes around your collarbone, and there's straps on the helmet that keep you bolted to the roll cage behind you, so that you can't go forward and smash your face off the steering wheel like Dale Sr. did. Which Dale Sr. died of a basal skull fracture, but nonetheless, it was looking back at it, it never should have happened. I still believe there was a faulty seatbelt, which was ultimately the culprit. They've never actually really come out and said clearly what caused Dale Sr.'s death, like why he suffered a basal skull fracture. I've seen one guy survive a basal skull fracture, actually two.
What the fuck is that?
One was Ernie Irvin in '94 at Michigan during practice. There's no video of the crash because in '94 practice wasn't televised like it is now, and the cameras weren't rolling constantly. So there's no video of the crash. But he basically hit the wall going into turn one or turn two. If you've never seen Michigan, they run faster there than they do at Daytona and Talladega because it's only a 2-mile super speedway.
Okay.
So there's no restrictor plates.
Okay.
So the cars, they're able to run wide open, and they'll hit 207 to 212 miles an hour at the end of the straightaways. And when Ernie went into turn one, blew a tire, and took a hard right into the outside wall at about 200 miles an hour, had a basal skull fracture. They actually performed a tracheotomy on him on the track, which saved his life. They thought for sure they gave him less than a 10% chance of surviving that crash. And not only did he survive, but he came back, and I was at New Hampshire to watch him win his first Cup race since the accident in 1996.
Jesus Christ.
And actually, I have the newspaper from the New Hampshire sports section, the New Hampshire newspaper,
This
with
is
me
terrifying.
with my fist through the fence like this.
Yeah.
As whatever. How old was I? 11 at that point. And then
96, yeah.
yeah, and then and then the other one was I can't remember his name. I want to say it was the 1993 Die Hard 500. It's before they had catch fences all around the track.
Mm-hmm.
And this guy got up and his car launched outside of the track at Talladega in turn two. Went over the wall and went outside the track. I can't remember his name off the top, but it was one of the more horrific wrecks you'll ever see. Hold on. What was his name? It's going to bother me.
I'm not going to know it. Don't even ask me. Thomas, I just looked it up just to see, And Joey is right. It says officially Dale Earnhardt Sr. did die instantly from a basilar skull fracture.
Basal skull fracture.
Yeah, this is like, give me the whole name. Skull fracture in the final lap of the 2001 Daytona 500. Because he said it was
Jimmy Horton.
broken
That's
neck.
what it was. 1993 Die Hard 500.
Good old James Horton.
Jimmy Horton. It was the same race that Neil Bonnet made his comeback and got turned upside down on the tri-oval. It was a rough one because that was the first race they raced after losing Davey Allison. That was the July Dega race.
Damn.
And Davey Allison had died on Tuesday.
Didn't
they
we
raced
just
on Sunday.
lose a driver last year, like during an accident?
Greg Biffle.
That was last year?
That was in the plane crash. It was like last winter.
No, didn't we lose someone like on the track last year?
Not that I'm aware of. Not in any of the major series. Not Formula, Cup, or... No one's died in Cup since Dale Sr.
Hold on. I'm like misremembering then.
The last person I remember dying in IndyCar, obviously, was at Vegas, was...
Oh, it says Robbie Brewer, but it says he was a short track driver. I'm sorry, short track.
I mean, yeah, guys will die. That happens every once in a while. You'll hear about them, like somebody gets killed at a short track, stuff like that. But that's not national news. Unfortunately, it's like.
Do you think Bush's death triggers anything? Like, do you think that they start mandating guys like get like lung tests or any kind of? Like...
I hope for anything, it just serves as a reminder to us as men and people in general, but mostly men. Don't be a meathead, man. If you're fucking sick for 3 weeks, that's not normal.
Well, when he won his last race, he knew something was up because he felt like dog shit then.
Do you remember we talked about it when they raced at Watkins Glen? He came over the radio during the race and said, "Get the NASCAR doctor, have him meet me at my trailer after the race. I'm going to need a shot or something," because he thought he had a sinus infection.
Yeah.
A bad sinus infection.
Yeah.
And he radioed his crew to have the doctor meet him at the track after the race. And they're like, "Do you want him at your car at the trailer?" And he said, "Just have him meet me at the trailer." And Watkins Glen was almost a month ago at this point. So he was already feeling like shit then.
So it's probably bullshit that it was at least like 3 weeks, probably longer than 3 weeks. He probably had pneumonia for quite a while.
I mean, I don't know. I've never had pneumonia before. I don't know what the symptoms are like. I don't know how it feels to have it.
I
just know
pneumonia, like 5 months ago.
Right, I remember that. Yeah.
And I was just like, I was just not getting better, and I was like, "Yo, what the fuck? Like, am I just constantly catching my kids' illnesses?" And they're like, "Nope, you and your son have walking pneumonia," and I'm like,
Because of course I do. It's like, duh. But yeah, it's tough. It's because I think it needs to, serve as a reminder to guys, go get your fucking health checked, man. There's no shame in it. You know what I mean? Like, I know we always put work first and our families first and everything else first, but sometimes, dude, take a fucking day out of work. I promise you work isn't that important.
It's not.
It really fucking isn't.
It's your own inner, like...
ego. It's your own ego. If I'm not there, it's not going to get done.
Or no, it's your
Fuck
own,
that shit.
Your own inner ego. It's your own like older adult self, or like a dad figure, or yourself being a dad to being like, "Don't be a fucking pussy bitch."
Yep.
Get in there and get it done.
So, in my line of work, I'll share this quick anecdote, and then we'll move off to more happy topics. But
more sports
stuff. But in my line of work, right, there's this old time amongst the old timers. There's this like this stigma with people who bang out of work. And they use too much sick time, right? And they call out too much, and they don't show up, and you don't bang on holidays, and you don't bang out on snowstorms. You're a pussy. You get to work. Fuck that. You get to work. Blah, blah, blah. And I got into an argument with one of my supervisors. I'll just say that. I won't even say his rank, but I got into an argument with one of my supervisors because he's very anti people banging out.
Ever.
I tend to use a lot of my sick time. Fuck you. I earn it. Right? I earn that shit. It's in my bank. It's there for me to use. I'm going to use it. Mm-hmm. I don't care if you have a problem with how I use it. That's not your business. And not for nothing, but a lot of the times I need to use it.
Okay.
Because of the myriad of medical issues that I suffer from. Not saying like anything crazy, nothing bad, but like, just random shit that sometimes I need to. I need a day off, and my body tells me I need a day off. That being said. He said, you're a pussy if you fucking, if you don't come in and you should have to take a fit for duty test if you're going to be banging out that much and this and that. And I said, not for nothing. I said, I could die tomorrow on my way home. And no one and you know what's going to happen? They're going to take a fucking 5-gallon jug of water, empty 5-gallon jug of water, put my picture on it, print out a picture of me, put help the family, funeral costs, whatever. There'll be $263.17 in it after 7 days when they pull it out of, when they take it out of the trap. I said, and then no one will even remember I worked here. I said, and not for nothing, and there was a room of about 20 people. I said, you guys will probably, I said, there's probably about 5 or 6 of you that will be trying to fuck my wife before my fucking wake is even over.
Jesus Christ.
I said, so please excuse me if I don't give a fuck about how you feel about how I spend my time. And one of my buddies just looked at him and just looked at us. He's got a point.
He's like, I would try to bang his wife.
And then one of my good buddies, I won't say his last name, but I'll say my good buddy Mike, he put his hand on my shoulder and he goes, don't worry, buddy. He goes, I'll at least wait till after the funeral before I try to fuck your wife. And I was like, see, Mike, this is why I love you. This is why you're my boy. But my point is, fuck work. It's not worth it. Go get your fucking health check, man. Seriously, don't end up like this, dude. Now you've got a wife who has no husband, who lost her soulmate. You have 2 kids that are going to grow up now without their dad, an 11 and I think a 6-year-old or 5-year-old.
Way too young.
Just way too young to not have their dad around. And it's just not worth it. It's not fucking worth it. Why?
Thomas, I hope the pic they use is the one wearing you that ridiculous hat you have on.
Okay, first of all, this is a Cadillac hat, okay? All right? Because I represent American-made vehicles. I don't care if they're made in Canada or Mexico. Yeah?
First of all,
America, bitch.
You're lucky it's not a Brazzers hat or something.
I don't actually have a Brazzers hat. I've been trying to find one.
Do they have Brazzers hats?
Of course they do. I have the Brazzers shop open on one of my tabs.
Wait, let me see if they have a Brazzers hat. I want to see what it looks like.
I mean, I could just have one made.
Yeah, of course.
I got to get a new row 1 seat 1 hat made, so maybe I'll have a Brazzers hat made in the interim too. Because it actually takes the cost down when you have multiple hats made. But anyhow, we'll.
That is not what I was looking for. eBay.
What was it? Condom?
No, it was just a naked
it's a condom
girl.
that says Brazzers
it's a
on the
naked
side.
girl on a hat. She's completely nude, and I'm like, you can't wear that.
You can.
You can.
You're pushing it, but you can.
This is not what I'm looking for.
But anyway, we'll leave it there. But anyway, it was a very emotionally. It was a sad day. It took everything I had. I had to hold it together at work when I found out the news.
Yeah, I had to message you and be like, yo, did I see this correct? I was at work.
Kyle's been one of my favorite drivers for a very long time, and I
baffled.
I'm still gutted, by what transpired last week and this weekend and everything else that's going on. But it is what it is, unfortunately, and this too shall pass. I mean, maybe not not soon, but it'll suck still. But I do look forward to the day when his son Braxton makes it to the Cup Series, and well, then I'll have my new favorite driver to root for.
Brex or Brax?
Brex, X10.
It's a new popular name.
Yeah, well, they're
No, I'm not judging. I'm just
they're
saying.
rich. I mean, of course, if you're not if your family doesn't make over 7 figures and your name's Braxton, that's a rough hit. It's like Graham or Dax. You better have a fucking ski house in Aspen if your name is that. Your parents better have a ski house in Aspen.
you better have some.
If your dad doesn't have a helicopter pad in your backyard to commute to work and your name is Dax, you're probably gonna have a rough go, kid. But nonetheless, 774-992-8702. Let's get into we'll save the Indy 500 for later because I want to do the NFL schedule.
I'm going to sneeze.
I really want to do this NFL schedule thing. We'll get into also Jackson Dart and the controversy surrounding that whole situation.
Is it a controversy? Because I saw a leak of the locker room today.
Well, it's only a controversy if you're a left-leaning media member.
It's it's one player making a big deal of it on the Giants too.
Well, no, and Abdul Carter didn't even really make that big of a deal out of it. He made a big deal on social media.
Yeah.
And then he already came out and tweeted he's like, I already talked to him. We're boys. It doesn't matter. Like, y'all do whatever you want with your
It
narrative.
shouldn't fucking matter.
No, it's just, Jason LaCanfora and, Mike Florio and all the left-leaning lib retards are bullshit about Jackson Dart introducing Trump at this rally. It's some sort of crime against humanity. Like, oh God, he introduced Trump. It's like, shut the fuck up, dude. The only people that give a shit about this are the self-important media members. And I'm so sick and tired of sports media members acting like they're actually like they do anything. Like, you don't do shit, bro. Like, if you all disappeared tomorrow, outside of Adam Schefter, no one would miss you.
No, I agree. The one thing that really frustrates me is that nobody cares if they voted for Biden, Kamala, Obama, Hillary, fucking, I don't know, go back as many Democratic candidates as you want. People generally don't give a shit that much. You know what I mean? Like, they just don't care. But, Trump is such a polarizing character. What
No, I'm just reading Tark's comments. Fuck you,
okay.
Tark.
It's just Trump is such a polarizing character. It's like he can't, I'm sick of hearing about people's politics. I don't want to hear about your politics, ever.
Yeah, I don't care because I'm either chances are I'm smarter than you and I know more than you, so I don't actually care about your opinion on it, or your opinion is just so left of Lenin that I can't have a constructive conversation with you anyway.
But it's very rare that you get someone that is just very educated on the opinion and you talk to them about it and they're like, I feel this way because, and then if someone gives them a counterpoint, they have a sensible, normal reaction.
To James Ronan in the chat, yes, I do hear that those are more valuable than catalytic converters, and I highly encourage people to go steal it.
What?
The flock camera that's on the corner of County at KFC that reads your license plates and maps your, basically tracks everybody who goes through that intersection.
The what? The one in New Bedford?
Yeah. They're starting to pop up more and more, and people are like, wait, what? And I'm like, y'all voted for this. Just saying.
So wait, how many in New Bedford now?
I think that's the only one, but I'm not sure.
Wow,
I'm sure there's more to come.
People stealing it, putting it on eBay or the market, Facebook.
Oh God, that'd be awesome. I'm sure there's somebody in New Bedford that will get rid of that thing.
Oh my God, for sure. In New Bedford,
take 100%. One for the
100%.
team, homie. I can't encourage you to do it, but I can certainly stand by you if you do.
There is what were we just saying? And I just got sidetracked.
Jackson Dart and politics, and how nobody gives a shit about your politics.
Yeah, no, and it was something after that, but it's just nobody truly gives a shit.
No, I don't want to hear it. I don't care. If you want to have an open discussion about something, I'm all
that's what it was.
Ears.
But if someone has an open discussion on either side, Democratic, conservative, whatever side you believe in, and someone brings up a good counterpoint, and the person's like, yes, I've thought about that, I still don't agree because of X, Y, and Z. You never hear that. Instead, you hear,
well, you're a bigot.
Instead you hear,
you're a Nazi.
You get the Chelsea Handler response to the roast. I'm sure you heard about the Chelsea Handler stuff. And all the people that responded to Chelsea Handler, including the host himself and others, are just Chelsea's having a moment. Fucking ignore her and it'll
Shane
go
Gillis
away.
handled it perfectly.
Shane Gillis was amazing.
Oh, this is great. This is very big for Chelsea.
Yeah, this is great. This is huge for Chelsea.
Anyway,
we're all supporting her.
Anyway, come see me on my stadium tour next summer. He flexed on her so I never thought Chelsea Handler was that funny anyway.
She's not.
She was the original oh my God, I get slammed by tons of men, and that's funny. Ha ha ha, my vagina.
No, she was
Everything
the
was
one,
my vagina.
She was the one that originally came out and said, I sleep with a lot of black men. Don't, are you going to judge me for it? Fuck you if you judge me. It was okay.
Yeah, and then she
whatever.
And then she paved the way for other unfunny comedians like Amy Schumer.
No, Amy Schumer, you gave me the intel of who her uncle was, and I was like, that's where she came from.
Yeah. Well, but she was very unfunny. She was very funny at the beginning, and then you realized that her shtick was going to get very old very quick. And you're like, oh, all she has is ha, I'm a slut, and I have a vagina, and penis is good in my vagina. I'm a slut. And you're like, okay, funny, haha. And all the seals would clap, and they go, or, like they do for Jimmy Kimmel. And, and all those other unfunny fucks.
Again, I'm going to be honest with you. I was very sad to see the Late Show with Stephen Colbert end.
Why?
Not because, glad you asked. I'm glad you asked. not because of Stephen Colbert. I never tuned in for Stephen Colbert.
I've never watched a minute of that show except like the clips that people would play to mock and make fun of him.
Or like if he had like a really funny spot where the guest said something hilarious, like an off topic, like you know what I mean?
Actually, it's a lie. My favorite clip about this from the Stephen Colbert show was when what's his name? Jon Stewart went on.
Talked about COVID.
And did the whole thing. He's like, or maybe it came from the fucking Wuhan COVID lab.
So it's funny you say that.
Which
because
literally everybody with 2 functioning brain cells had already figured out.
It said COVID.
But he's like, oh no, but we got it from a pangolin that went to a bat and kissed its cloaca. Which I love the fact that he used the word cloaca in there, which is fucking hilarious to me.
Oh my god, he went on the second to last or last show, by the way, because I watched like the clips online. I didn't watch it live. But the fact that I was upset by that is that it's a long-standing show that was ruined based on stupid like agendas and politics. You had David Letterman, you had all these historic, like, long-standing TV moments essentially get canceled because the show turned too much into, like, not gaining and not understanding its audience. You know what I mean? Like, audiences don't want political shit. No matter what they tell you, they don't want it.
Well, South Park did a bit years ago. I mean, I'm talking, like, early 2000s. And they basically made fun of Whoopi Goldberg, and I forget what award show she was hosting. It was the Grammys, the Academy Awards, or whatever.
Yeah.
And she comes out and she got this big, extravagant dress on, and she's sitting there. She's like, "I hate Republicans. Republicans are so stupid. I hate Republicans." And the crowd just goes wild. And that's it. That's the whole joke. Yeah. And that's basically what late night, like Jimmy Fallon, Jimmy Kimmel, Stephen Colbert, they none of their material is actually funny. It's just all, oh, did you see what Trump did today? Or let's see how many jokes we can rip on Trump for. And it's like dude, like, all right, we get it. But do you have any other original material?
You have to be equal. You have to be Letterman, Leno,
at least,
Conan.
yeah, somewhat unbiased.
You got to be down the middle. You know, if you make fun of the president,
like, imagine not making fun of Bill Clinton for shoving cigars in interns' pussies.
Or I'm saying if you keep it current.
Which, I mean, kind of a gangster move, not gonna lie. If I was the president, I would definitely be finger blasting interns with cigars.
Wait.
But
I'm saying if you're keeping it current, like, you can't be
especially if my wife was a hag like fucking Hillary.
Jesus Christ. If you're gonna make fun of Trump and you're gonna make fun of like things he does, and then you turn around and you're like supporting
Trump's wife's hot,
and you're supporting Bernie, but you don't make fun of like the way Bernie looks. Like, you can't make a joke about.
Oh God,
Bernie.
We are turning into an oligarchy. If we don't stop the billionaires and the millionaires, we are going to become a full-blown oligarchy. And I've been saying this now for 40 years, and no one has caught on to my shtick because my fan base is retarded.
See, but that's a bit. Like, you gotta be down the middle where you gotta like make fun of both sides and have fun with it. And I think old people, like the older like crowd, like the Lenos, the Lettermans, especially the Johnny Carsons, they made fun of both sides because you know why? They pretended they were one of you at home.
Well,
that's why.
In light of the whole Jackson Dart thing and the reason we're even talking about this, Tiki Barber summed it up perfectly today. And I never thought those words would come out of my mouth.
Wow. Tiki said something
actually profound and real. He said, politics in this country has become a spectator sport. It's my side versus your side, and there is no, like you just said, there is no discussion back and forth.
Yeah.
And he's like, that's not how politics is supposed to work in this country. Mm-hmm. Now, I have obviously my theories, I've said this a million times. The right, Republicans, people, conservatives, the MAGA side, like, we look at the left and we see people with bad ideas. The left looks at the right and they see bad people with ideas. And that is two totally different things. And I will stand by that, and I will go that to my grave, because I've had people unfriend me on social media, cut me out of their lives, people I've known for decades.
Oh, yeah.
Who won't talk to me. Yeah. And I'm fine with that, because if you were one of these people that was parading around celebrating Charlie Kirk getting shot in the neck on basically live television back in September, and you thought that was cool and good and great, I probably don't want to be your friend anyway, because I probably aligned more with Charlie Kirk than you realize. And even though I wasn't a big Charlie Kirk guy, I never really watched his stuff, I didn't really pay much attention to him. I liked his bits that he did.
His message overall was, let's have a debate.
Yes, his message overall was, let's talk.
Yeah.
And if you want to celebrate that and being dead, oh, he was a fucking bigot, and it's good he's dead, and this, that, blah, 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 and all the LGBTQ plus minus 2.7, XYZ fucking blue-haired weirdos were all celebrating it. And a lot of them were like, you're a bigot. Fuck. All right, well, if that makes me a bigot, then fucking send it, dude. I will be the biggest bigot you know. And yet, I'm the one that's telling you, like, hey, I'm having a barbecue next weekend, come over. Meanwhile, you're sitting there going, fucking Trump supporting bigot. Like, okay, cool. Like, I get it. You have 6 brain cells that work. That's fine. I'm still not holding it against you, but you're not capable of having a conversation because you're too emotionally invested. You're too emotionally invested. And Tiki Barber basically summed that up today. I forget on what podcast he said it on. I should have looked at it before I said it because I don't want to steal their thunder.
The Tiki Hut.
But it was great idea for a Tiki Barber podcast, actually.
He probably fucking hates that.
But
name.
he's like, dude, I went to White Houses. I was on both sides. He's like, George Bush, Bill Clinton. You know what I mean? Like, he's like, I saw it all. He goes, the locker room, and they asked him, they said, do you think that there is a divide in that locker room? And he laughed. He said, absolutely not. Mm-hmm. He's like, no one in that locker room cares. He goes, most of those guys probably don't even vote. Or probably don't even pay attention to it.
100%.
And he goes, and the ones that do pay attention to it are going to probably school the other ones and say, like, it's not a big deal. Like, you're doing too much. And besides, they have a job to do that involves playing football, and if they slip up and they start focusing too much on politics instead of football, they're going to lose their job. So he's like, there is no divide. But the only people that divided when Abdul Carter said that. Now, Abdul Carter said it, and the left-wing zealots on that just couldn't. They wait for moments like this, and they're like,
they're choking.
Swallowed down the wrong tube. They said, they're sitting there and they're like, and just like that, Jackson Dart has derailed the entire Giants season by dividing the locker room. And you're like, no, he didn't. No, he didn't. Like, I know you think that.
It's the president.
Because Jason LaCanfora and Jameel Hill and fucking all these sycophants for the left, they think that they live in their little ivory towers in their bubbles, and they're like, oh well, Trump is the devil and he's a Nazi and he's Hitler reincarnated and blah blah blah. And it's like, meanwhile, the rest of us in real world America are like, well, no, that's not the case at all. Actually, we don't care.
If I have a chance to ever meet the president, regardless of who it is, I'm taking it.
No, I wouldn't. I would have passed on Biden and Obama. Absolutely. 100%. I would have totally Tim Thomas to Obama.
I'm still gonna go because.
And Biden, I wouldn't. What are you going to meet? You're going to go meet a dementia patient for what?
Well, listen,
he's not going to remember you tomorrow.
Listen, well, I can't go back in time anyway, so I didn't have a chance to meet him. But I'm saying I'm still not going to turn down an opportunity to meet the president. They have to do something pretty fucking graphic for me to be like, absolutely not, because it's supposed to. It's like a historic longevity and history. And
we don't. Yeah, because we no longer embrace the history of this country. The last 15 years we spent trying to erase it.
Yeah,
tearing down statues and getting this and that and all this other bullshit. But what side does that come from, Sean?
I know
it's not the conservative side. The conservatives. Listen, whether history is good or bad, or that's indifferent.
Again, it goes back to my point of why I'm so upset to see the Late Show come to an end. I don't care about Stephen Colbert. He'll be fine. He'll land on his feet and do something.
Oh, there'll be another Late Show with somebody else.
But to end the longevity, the longevity of that show continuing.
But this was their fatal flaw. They hired Stephen Colbert to be the host of it. Which was a mistake from the beginning.
He could have done a better job.
Of course he could have.
When he was on the Late Show, he was unbiased.
They were losing like $20-30 million a year
on the Late Show.
On the Late Show
on Comedy Central.
Yeah, no. On
No, I'm saying when he was on Comedy Central, he was unbiased. He was like that Jon Stewart-ish.
He was just Jon Stewart's sidekick at that point. He hadn't made it.
I think that was perfect.
But when he got hired to go to, what was it, NBC or CBS, whatever one it was?
CBS?
Whatever major network it was on. I don't know because I've never watched it. Like, I'm just still waiting for the shoe to drop on Jimmy Kimmel. I cannot wait until he gets shit canned.
Well, they did a joke where...
Because he's another one who's losing millions of dollars a year and just still gets to float by.
They did this stupid joke where a portal opens up and it sucks everything in from the studio because they're vanishing and going away. And then the other 3 major hosts come out, and Jimmy Kimmel made a funny joke. Jimmy Kimmel came out, and Jimmy Kimmel was like, oh, this happened to me last year. I don't know. I left for 7 days. I came back and it was gone. Like, that made me laugh. Like it was just stupid and off the cuff because obviously everyone remembers it was him getting, like, canceled, and they're like, all right, you're uncanceled. And
Right, because did he make a Charlie Kirk joke? Wasn't that him?
it was either a Kirk or a Trump thing. And then he was ripped off the air immediately. I think it was Kirk related.
Yeah.
He was ripped off the air immediately. But him just saying that, I waited 7 days and it disappeared. And I was like, that was kind of funny.
Right. It's like,
it was hard for me not to laugh.
but if somebody makes a joke about George Floyd being 6 years sober, on their show, on a conservative show, it's like,
oh, was that on
gone.
the roast? Was that?
Well, that was one of the roast jokes that Drew Con as what's his name, Kill Tony Hinchcliffe
yeah.
made. I think he made a Charlie Kirk joke and a George Floyd joke,
Yes.
all the same in the
Yes.
same roast, which was wicked fucking funny.
All within like 150
Both
seconds.
of them were funny. Like Charlie Kirk one, you're like, it might be a little too soon, but guess what? If it's too soon, it's probably too funny. So you got to do it. And that's the beauty of comedy. Like nothing is off limits, especially at
It's a
roast.
roast.
And Hinchcliffe is actually a good, funny comedian. Like,
Yes.
Shane Gillis, good, funny comedian. There was some people they had, like Brady's bit, I thought was kind of like overplayed and overdone. But it was funny. I liked it.
I love Brady.
It was good. It wasn't the worst one of the night by any means.
Brady needs new writers.
I think The Rock did way worse than Brady.
The Rock has bad writers now.
Dude, he did awful. I thought, like, not him, but like his delivery, but like the jokes, the content just was like,
not good.
yeah, like that roast fell off. Like Shane Gillis was great. I did not think Cat Williams was funny.
I thought Cat Williams was great.
I did not. I thought it was
because him and Kevin Hart hated each other.
I know, but it didn't come off. It wasn't funny. It was just like, I don't know. I remember watching it. I laughed.
Yeah.
And I remember looking at my wife and being like, this is a bit of a struggle. It wasn't the best. But Hinchcliffe was great. I thought Jeff Ross was great.
Jeff Ross is always great.
Which he's forever. What was the black chick with the fro whose husband fell out of the building?
Oh my god.
She was fucking hilarious.
She got roasted so bad for her husband killing himself.
Dude, yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, he jumped off a balcony or something.
And then the jokes they made, like she was laughing with tears in her eyes, and they were just like, how awful of a wife you have to be for this man to be like, anything is better than living with her.
Right.
And I was like, Jesus.
It was funny. Like
It was relentless.
I did get a good kick out of that. Like that was funny.
Who was the one Shane Gillis was like, the black chick that walked off stage, and she was like, I don't know, like an actress or a model, and he was like, she is gorgeous, but she is not funny at all. And he goes, I hope that makes her talk to me later. He's telling her she's not funny.
Yeah, the chick that came out, the actress. What was she in?
I forgot.
I forget now too.
But Shane
She
Gillis
was
like,
not. Yeah, she was forgettable.
he was like awful.
Yeah,
And he called her.
Terrible.
He goes, I hope she talks
Chelsea
to me.
Handler sucked.
Well, Chelsea Handler, all she did was say was like, he's a gay Nazi.
Yeah, like he's a gay Nazi, and I like black dick, and we're like,
And you know what
Cool.
was funny? Tony Hinchcliffe was like,
yeah.
I am a gay
He was like, so be it.
but then it was just like,
I was watching. I showed my wife Kill Tony for the first time the other day.
how did Lauren never see Kill Tony?
She doesn't watch TV like that, dude. She reads books. Like she doesn't watch television.
Yeah,
She's a book
I don't
nerd.
watch television, but Kill Tony comes on.
So I showed her, and we watched. Was it Timmy No Breaks?
Did she get it?
Oh, it was funny as fuck. We were
Oh, okay.
dying.
I was like, either you get it or you don't.
Yeah, boom, roasted. Like,
Yeah. And I said, $100.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here.
you, dude, the fucking. How long you been doing comedy? 2 months. It was so
Too long.
It was
2
so
months.
fucking funny, dude. Like that shit. I don't know. That shit kills me. But anyway, but the whole Jackson Dart, Abdul Carter controversy was not really a controversy with the New York Football Giants. It was a controversy among media elites.
Yeah.
In sports media, which I find wild that people in sports media can hold themselves in such high regard. Like, they are so self-important.
They are playing the sport.
Yeah, like, they think they're bigger than the athletes they're covering or the sports they're covering. It's like, dog, you're going to get fired for beating your wife or choking her out, just like Josh Jacobs got arrested tonight.
Shout out Josh Jacobs.
You know, for beating his wife or whatever. And, you know.
OnlyFans content
But you know
creator.
what? But you know what? You know what Bomani Jones and Jason Lockenfora and Jameel Hill aren't going to talk about? They're not going to talk about Josh Jacobs getting arrested. Not the way they did about Jackson Dart. Because apparently beating and strangling your girlfriend or whatever to the point where you get charged with 5 fucking felonies is not nearly as bad as introducing the sitting president at a special event. No, it's not. Nothing is that bad.
It's not that bad.
But nonetheless, Ben Volen was another one who was like super outspoken about it. It's like, shut the fuck up, Ben. You work for the Boston Globe. Nobody respects you. No one's respected you in 20 years anyway. Like, shut up. Just shut up. Like, I have a podcast with fucking 7 fucking people watching it at any given moment, and I'm probably more respected than you. Or at least I have more integrity than you because I don't fucking sit here and bullshit people like you do because I'm not a fucking faggot. Anyway, that being said, let's do the schedules. Shall we?
Who do you want? Yes. Who do you think of the ones you saw had the best
Schedules?
schedule release video?
Oh, by far the Chargers. The Chargers using the Halo, like basically doing like a red versus blue Halo thing.
Well, did you know they get the original guy?
Yes, they did.
Okay.
Yeah, they did. They shot it all through, I think it was like Halo 4, I think they used, or Halo 5.
I think wasn't it 3?
Might have been 3. I forget. They used, but anyway, they did a whole, when they fucking did the Chargers-Broncos game, the first one, and he throws the fucking sticky grenade on on the ankle, I died.
Yeah.
I laughed so fucking hard at that. I was like, oh, you dicks. That's wicked good.
What did the Patriots do? They did something with the Patriots, and the Patriots.
It was the Mario Kart like type one.
Yes.
And it was like the New York Times has messaged you.
Yeah, the New York Times has a message for you.
Yeah.
And it's like deleted.
And like one of the signs was like
Rossini Way. Or something
Rossini
like that.
Way, something like that. Like that was fucking funny too. They threw some really subtle jabs in there.
But
the schedule was
classy. It wasn't bad.
No, it was well done. Like, props to the Chargers. I mean, that's the best thing. It sucks for the Chargers and their fans that the best thing they've ever done as a franchise are schedule release videos.
Yeah, they're excellent at it. Whoever's doing those things are excellent.
If schedule release videos were Super Bowls, they would have like 3 of them by now.
Oh, my God. To me, I know I messaged you guys. I was like, by far the worst one is Buffalo. And I said, before you judge me and you say you're being a fucking pussy because you're just saying Buffalo because they're in the division, I was like, no, watch it for yourself and then tell me no. And your brother was like, I exactly thought what you said. You were being a bitch, and I watched it. It's bad.
I didn't even watch it. I just took your word for it.
It was pretend that you're just seeing a white boardroom and these guys are talking about it. They're like, and they're taking the ideas from prior years and other teams and stuff they've done. And they're like, what if we do this, but we make it Buffalo? And the guy's like, don't like that idea because there's always one guy ahead of the table. And then in the back, Josh Allen's like, what if we just become a cocoon and like we turn into a butterfly?
And they throw him out the window?
No.
Was
And
it
then,
like that,
and then they're like, we're going to ignore you, Josh. And then they go take the other ideas again. And then one of the guys goes, how about a barbershop quartet? And he's like, I love that idea. And then Josh Allen's like, what about a butterfly? Like in a cocoon, and then like he's like stares at the guy, and the guy stares back at him for like 10 seconds. Then the final scene is a gigantic human-sized cocoon spinning, like with slime dripping off of it, and a barbershop quartet sings around it. That's it.
What was this, like Godzilla versus Mothra?
It's fucking awkward.
Did they get the little miniature Japanese girls to sing too?
No, no, it's grown men singing around this slime thing in like the middle of a warehouse. And it says like the team names in the bottom of like who they're facing in a row, and then the video ends and they're like, and that's Week 18, and then the next video is like a butterfly floating away. It was horrible.
I didn't watch it. The Broncos one wasn't very good either. There was a lot of nods
The
to
Patriots,
like
they just went on a roller coaster into the team names. I was like, this is dumb.
yeah, the Broncos one.
No effort.
The reason I didn't get the Broncos one because I'm not from Denver or Colorado.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of like little like hints at stuff like locally. So it really wasn't meant for me, if you will.
Yeah.
Which is fine. I don't care. But I didn't really care for it. But the Chargers one I thought was the best. I mean, obviously, as one of the world's biggest fans of Halo, I was already in. But then the Chargers, they always seem to do just an A+ knockout job with their schedule release videos. But
I heard the Titans did great again. Like they had like a guy in the street go around.
Oh, asking people.
Yeah, he was like, yo, Jerry Jones, is that you, dog?
Yeah, yeah.
And the guy was like, no.
Finding doppelgangers.
Yes.
That was funny, but it seemed
It's
like
forced.
there was a couple times, it seemed forced and fake. Like, which obviously I'm assuming it's the Titans, so they have to ask people permission to use it.
Of course they do.
They can't just, be like, hey, we're gonna go on a man on the street thing and do this and fuck you. It's like, nah, there's lawsuits involved here. Like,
Especially with the Titans.
yeah, you're a multi-billion-dollar corporation, a multi-billion-dollar franchise, like where you're gonna get sued. But yeah, that one was okay. I didn't mind that one because some of them were actually funny.
Oh, The Simpsons. Colts did The Simpsons.
Colts actually second best. That was the second best one.
The Colts probably were fucking furious that the Chargers still did great because they got the goddamn Simpsons.
The Simpsons one was fucking awesome. That one was great. I that was my second favorite. That's right. I forgot about that. But do you want to run through the schedules real quick here? We'll pull them up
absolutely
and get them and get them rolling because obviously we'll do.
It's a rough start for my Patriots the first 4 games. That's for sure.
You want to talk about rough starts, motherfucker? Fuck you. How about the hardest fucking? How about the first time in NFL history that a team will have to face 6 playoff teams from the year before in their first 6 games?
Well,
You dick.
you win some, you lose some, but the rest of it after that, it's easy.
So, no, not really, because the timing of it doesn't really work out. Well, it does, but anyway.
I mean, our Week 5 and Week 6 games are cakewalks, so we're at least going to be.
No, I don't want to.
2 and 6
video. You cunts, get out of here.
I hate that we're the opening game. And did you notice that the NFL is just totally getting away from playing on Sundays?
Yes, absolutely. It's getting too much.
Why is opening night Wednesday night now?
Yeah,
Why?
I don't like that at all. I liked it when it was Thursday. I didn't like it when it was Thursday. I liked it initially, but then I hated it once Thursday night football became like a normal thing.
Yep.
I liked when Thursday was opening night, Thanksgiving, and I liked when they added the third game on Thanksgiving, and that was it. And then maybe like one late season Thursday night game.
Sure.
Cool. But I liked it better when it was Thursday night opener. Thursday night, 2006 was the first Thursday night Thanksgiving game. And that was cool. And then I liked it when, college football was done and then they would go to the Saturday games.
Yep.
Other than that, that was it. It was perfect.
I can't stand this shit.
You got Wednesday games, Friday games, fucking Saturday game. I'm like, what are we doing here, dude?
The only night we don't have football is Tuesday. That's it.
Yeah. So as of right now. Until they find an excuse to put one on a Tuesday.
Amazon's like, guess what? It's Titty Tuesday football.
Right, and it's the Arizona Cardinals versus like the fucking, I don't know, Ole Miss. Like we've been waiting to see this for ages. A pro team versus a college team. Let's see how it turns out. Arizona's so shit that we're gonna make them do it.
And the Cardinals lose. Dude, I was cracking up with my son when I texted you what he said.
Oh, about the Cardinals?
No, that's how we do it in America. And I'm like, who are you talking to? He's like, the Cardinals. I'm like, they're in Arizona. And he's like, no, they're not.
He's like, Arizona's not America.
That's what he said. He goes, that's not in America.
Fucking bums. Do you want to do the Patriots or the Broncos first? We'll do the Patriots first.
Let's do Patriots first. Because we have first game of the year. We have
right. They lead off the season.
Wednesday, September 9th, at Seattle Seahawks. Super Bowl rematch, 8:20 p.m. I hate that matchup.
I listen, I hate it for you guys, but I also, because it's almost a guaranteed loss going on the road. Wednesday night opener now.
It's a banner night.
Yeah, it's like you
never win those.
Very rarely do teams going on the road and visiting on the opener beat the defending champs.
Yeah.
That first game. It's happened before. I'd have to go back and look and see exactly how many times it's happened, but it's not many. It's seldom few. It's been more recently, but from like I want to say the Patriots were the first ones to do it in 2004. Was it 04 or 05? It was 05 when they opened up against the Raiders. I'm sorry, it was 04. They opened up against the Colts in an AFC Championship rematch. That was the Willie McGinnis sacked Manning, and then Vanderjagt missed the field goal.
Teams facing a rematch of the Super Bowl.
No, not a Super Bowl rematch. Just playing in the defending champs in the season opener.
Yeah, they're 3-8. Teams are 3-8 Super Bowl champions.
All right, so who's the 3?
Chiefs beat Niners. Eagles beat Chiefs. Patriots beat Falcons.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense then. No. Patriot, because the Patriots would have been the home team because they won. They wouldn't have been on the road. They would have been hosting that.
We did host it. You're right.
No, I think that's just Super Bowl matchups, not the home team. Let me see here.
I don't have the home team. I just have the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have the 10 games.
No, because it's been going on a lot longer than that.
Oh, it's been going on since the 70s. Yeah.
No. Thursday night, the Thursday night game started in 04. Colts Patriots is the first one. Patriots won, and that was in the AFC championship rematch from 03. Then the second year, the Patriots hosted the Raiders. Randy Moss's first year in Oakland. Patriots won that one. All right, so here we go. Patriots Raiders. Steelers defeated the Dolphins.
Okay.
The Colts booty blasted the Saints in 07. 08, Giants beat the Redskins in a barn burner, 16-7. 09, the 08 Steelers, they beat the Titans in overtime. That game sucked. I think that was the one. I think Troy Polamalu flew over the line and sacked Kerry Collins that night.
Oh,
remember that? It was one of those ones where
I remember that play.
He timed a jump. It was like one of 2 times he's done it. I think that was one of them. I could be wrong, but nonetheless, Saints beat the Vikings in 09. So we're, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7-0. Packers beat the Saints in 2011. 2012. Oh, the Giants were the first ones to lose to the Cowboys. The 2011 Giants, Super Bowl winning team. They went on the road. They lost. No, they lost to. Why was that game in
Dallas? I don't know.
Dallas? That doesn't make sense. There had to have been. Oh, you know what I think it was? I think there was a scheduling conflict because I think the Jets were playing at home that week.
Yeah, the opening season.
No, but that wouldn't have made sense because it was Thursday. Hold on, let me check. Was it Thursday? Why was that game played on the road? That's my next question. Because I know the next one was the Broncos. That was the beat the Ravens when Peyton threw 7 touchdowns. But that was because there was that scheduling conflict with the Orioles, remember?
Yes.
And the Ravens couldn't play at home.
Yes.
That Thursday night, so they had to go on the road. So they gave it to Denver, and they made it. That was the rematch of that divisional game. That bullshit fucking. 2012. So let's see, week 1. I'll just go to the Giants. Fuck it. Giants. Oh no, it wasn't. It was in New York. Never mind. It was in New York. Okay. All right. Never mind. It was in New York. Okay, that's good. So that makes sense. Broncos were the first ones to host it that didn't win it. Then the Seahawks, who won the Super Bowl in 2013, hosted the Packers. They won. So the Giants. So we're what? We were at what? 7, 8. So we're 8-1. 8-2, but technically the Ravens weren't at home. So do we count that one?
I don't think so.
I don't think you can count that one. 8-2.
Because I thought that something was 8-3 or 3-8.
Seahawks, Packers, 13. So that's 9-2. Patriots then because they beat the Seahawks in 14. They beat the Steelers 10-2. Broncos beat the Panthers 21-20, 11-2.
Wow, 21-20.
Oh, Chiefs beat the Patriots the next year. So there's one of your losses.
Okay.
Patriots got smoked by the Chiefs. That was that 42-27 game.
God damn, that's right.
Remember Jamal Charles just went ape shit?
Yeah.
And then
No, was that Jamal Charles or was that Kareem Hunt?
I thought that was Jamal Charles.
I think I was there for that game. That was the banner drop.
Yeah, it was the banner game.
Yeah,
For sure.
It was Kareem Hunt.
Okay, so Kareem Hunt, never mind. Yeah, Jamal Charles was like more like late 2010s.
Yeah, he was gone.
Like early, never mind.
I was there at the stadium and Kareem Hunt was fucking murdering us.
Yes, Kareem Hunt. And then Eagles beat the Falcons. Packers, Bears. Packers didn't win the Super Bowl in 19. Who won the Super Bowl in 19? Wasn't it the Chiefs?
Should have been.
Am I fucking missing something here? Because it was 19 was Chiefs, Rams. Patriots beat the Rams in 18. Why didn't the Patriots host that one that year?
I have no clue.
In 19 should have been Patriots. 2019 should have been the Patriots hosting somebody.
Yeah, because that was the year we beat the Rams.
Right. Coming off beating the Rams. Why was that game not played on Thursday night?
I actually don't remember why that was.
Or was this one of those weird...
Did we have like some soccer thing going on? Like it was like the Euro League was here or some shit?
Let's see. September 8th. I'm confused. They played on Sunday that week. They made it the 8 o'clock game on Sunday for some reason. So they just switched it up.
That's weird.
Okay, but they still won. Home opener. Patriots won at home. That makes sense. So Packers, Bears, that doesn't count. Chiefs won it in
20.
19.
Okay.
Right? Yeah, that was their first one.
I thought it was.
Right, yeah, it was because the Chiefs won the Super Bowl, then Kobe died, and then COVID hit, and it was like the
Yes,
worst
okay.
3-month stretch ever. So they beat the Texans. They whooped the Texans. The Bucks beat the Cowboys on that last-second field goal. Bills and Rams lost theirs
Yes,
to
they
the
did.
Bills, 31-10. Chiefs lost to the Lions. Chiefs beat the Ravens. And this year we have Cowboys, Eagles. Okay, so you've got, most of them have been recent. But the first one would have been the Saints, so that's good. Good to know. But anyway, back to your whole thing here with the Seahawks. It's not a good idea to go on the road. It sucks to go on the road and have to play the defending champs.
Especially across country, the first game of the year.
And the only thing I'll say for the Patriots, and I've said this already. I think the Patriots are going to take a step back this year from where they were last year.
I think they'll take a step back, but I think they'll be a better team.
Record-wise, they'll take a step back.
Yes.
I don't know that they're going to be a better team. I don't know that they did enough in this offseason to make me think they're going to be a better team. I think they're more or less going to stay the same.
I think you'll be surprised.
I think when you swap out Stephon Diggs for A.J. Brown in a couple days, I think that's kind of a wash, in my opinion.
I think we made a good enough amount of
Romeo Dobbs
help
doesn't
on defensive.
move
No,
the needle for me.
If we don't get AJ,
Well, defensively, they were good. I'm not really worried about their defense.
offensive line. I'm saying we added some good depth.
Offensively, they got depth, but they didn't get. I don't think they got starting talent.
Well, they got Elijah Vera Tucker. Again, Elijah Vera Tucker, injury risk. If he's healthy, great. If he's not healthy,
Yeah.
fucking useless.
Not really. They didn't do anything for me, looking at it like purely from an outside standpoint,
Sure.
to really be like, oh, okay, they're going to be a better team this year than I thought. I initially had said that we talked about that towards the end of last year, that watch next year both of these teams, Broncos, Patriots, will be better teams, better rosters, deeper, more well-rounded, but not have the record to show for it. I don't think the Patriots are going to make that happen. I know getting A.J. Brown in place of Stephon Diggs is going to make everybody's Johnny tingle.
That's me next Tuesday.
It's all but guaranteed to happen at this point.
Well, you don't believe those last minute teams that are all rumored right now that are coming in last second?
I mean, listen, I'm sure there's going to be. And listen, never underestimate the stupidity of an NFL GM to overpay for A.J. Brown. Now,
if they said Dallas was interested, I'd be like, oh, shit.
Because that could very well happen.
We're going to give you 2 first.
But to my point, where I think the Patriots will probably likely take a step back this year, or at least not be as good. Or listen, you're not going to catch 11 teams that are going to fire their head coaches at the end of the season this year. There's no way in hell they're going to be a 14-win team this year.
Mm-mm.
The good news for them is I don't think the Seahawks are that good anyway. I know Sam Darnold's got back-to-back 14-win seasons with 2 different teams and 2 different systems, and he won a Super Bowl and made it deep with the other one. And listen, no one loves the Sam Darnold story than me, and nobody was rooting harder for Sam Darnold this year than I was.
I wasn't.
But at the end of the day, are we really going to sit here and say oh yeah, Sam Darnold, he's going to get it done again? 2 years in a row, all right, that can still be considered kind of fluky. 3 years in a row, no, come on. I just don't think the Seahawks, the dark side defense, which, by the way, fucking lamest fucking name for a defense ever. Dark side defense. Who gave that to them? Them?
Yes. It was them.
They gave themselves that nickname because nobody else came up with that.
Well, some teams are going to name themselves after the new Drake album. They'll be like the Icemen or some shit. It's
dude,
coming.
it's so fucking lame. That was some of the gayest shit I had ever heard.
Well,
and I saw 2 dudes kiss today, and it wasn't nearly as gay as the fucking dark side defense. Like Legion of Boom, all-time great name.
Yeah, cool.
LOB, baby. Like, everything worked, but it was also really good. The Seahawks defense, yeah, it's good, but you're not historically good. Shut up. Like, come on, man. Not every defense deserves a nickname. All right. So then, week 2, we've got the Steelers in New England.
How do you feel about the Steelers?
I am very lukewarm on the Steelers this year.
Well, it's Mike McCarthy. I know they just got Aaron Rodgers back officially.
Great.
I feel like
And this is it. This is his swan song. He's already said this is it.
Remember 20 years ago when Aaron Rodgers says, I would never do what Brett Favre is doing.
And then he's doing exactly what Brett Favre did. The only thing he didn't do was go to the Vikings this offseason.
And take a picture of his dick next to a watch. Yet, that we know of.
Which would have been fine because he's not married to Deanna, so it would have been okay. But
oh, my God. That
hey, listen, man. I've lived a privileged life. I've got to see Justin Verlander and Brett Favre's penises.
I was like, Justin Verlander.
The fappening.
It took me a second.
I mean, but at least when I saw Justin Verlander's penis, what's her face was in it? Kate Upton. Kate Upton.
Yeah, who's like gone now.
Just disappeared. Is she still married to Verlander?
Yeah.
All right, well, I mean, that's why she disappeared.
They're
then.
very happy. They're just living life.
I mean.
But he's like, you see this Timex? He's pointing to it with his penis.
Hey, did you notice it's 69 o'clock? It's like, all right, Gronk, settle down. I'm very lukewarm on the Steelers this year. I like that you guys
feel the same.
I like that you guys are getting them early though, because it's not gonna. I still feel like they're gonna have a lot to work out. Like we know that first month of the season, when you have a new coach, a new system, a new everything, it takes until the end of September to get going.
Yes,
this kind of works out for the Patriots, in my opinion.
Okay.
And I feel like they can avenge it a little bit because they lost the Steelers at home last year.
I feel like sometimes,
which is something they never do. They never. I think they so seldomly lose to the Steelers.
Well, that was the game we had 5 turnovers too, and we barely lost. I'm not making excuses.
Oh, I know.
It was just
I
like one
remember.
of those things. Where it was just like, if we can stop turning over the football, we'd win this game.
Right, and you're like sitting there, you're going like, all right, DK and Aaron, like, do stuff. You're like poking them with a stick. Come on, do something. They're just like, no.
And Aaron is just like,
I'm gonna throw the ball back to the other team. How's that?
Aaron's just like, yo, DK, run as fast as you can, as long as you can. I'm gonna throw it to you. He's like, yo, it hasn't worked all game. It'll work eventually.
Listen, man, we're going to go back to the 04 Andy Reid style of calling offense. We're going to get off the bus throwing, and then we're going to continue throwing. And when throwing doesn't work, we're going to throw it some more. But you have Brian Westbrook in the backfield. Fuck that guy. If he ain't catching passes, I don't want to hear about him. We got Fred X, bitch. Have you heard? What was it? James Thrash. We got James Thrash.
Wow, James Thrash. What a fucking Todd Pinkston.
Todd Pinkston, motherfucker.
Todd Pinkston. I'm not going over the middle no more.
Nah, fuck that shit. Alligator arms for life. Week 3, Jags at home. I mean,
at Jags.
Oh, sorry. Yes, you're at the Jags. Right, at the Jags. Playing in Southern Florida in September sucks. We're playing in Florida in September sucks. No, it's not South Florida. It's North Florida. That's a tough one. Now, again, though, I don't know what we're going to get with the Jags.
Nope.
I am not sold that the Jags are just going to be like, oh, look how good they were last year. They're going to continue on this trajectory. The Jags are historically one of those teams where they're like, holy shit, we were wicked good. Now let's follow it up with a season of utter disappointment.
Yes, correct. For
where
years.
Like Trevor Lawrence gets hurt and the wheels come off the bus and the whole team falls apart and everybody's like, dude, what the fuck, Liam Cohen? And he's like, Duval. And they're like, but you did so good. And he's like, bah, fuck this job. This place sucks. And then Shad Khan's like, you suck. And he banishes him to the Shadow Realm. Then week 4.
At Buffalo.
At Buffalo in their new stadium. That's a tough time.
I love how Buffalo fans are just like, yo, what the fuck? These ticket prices are through the roof. It's
yeah.
Like,
what did you think, dumbass?
Because I like the fans are like, we paid for it and we're paying to the roof for these tickets. It's like, yes.
Yes, that's exactly. What do you think? You got Walmart money, bro? You ain't got Broncos money. All right? The Broncos are funding their own stadium privately through private investors.
I died laughing and I was like, the cheapest asshole owner went out and celebrated by buying his own yacht.
Yeah.
The $100 million yacht he buys for himself. And then the shittiest tickets are $626 a piece for opening night for the new Buffalo Stadium. The shittiest tickets.
I mean, that's opening night, and price gougers are going to do their thing.
I know, but still.
But, yeah, nosebleeds for $6. I ain't going to that game.
people in Buffalo are like, we can't afford this.
And not only that, but like, dude, there's not a football game on earth that I would want to go to and even pay. Like, even unless it was the Super Bowl and my team was in it, then maybe I'll consider paying over like $1,000 for a ticket. But even then, I'm like, nah.
Exactly.
It's still just a football game, dude. It's not that cool. Week 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Week 5, you guys get a revenge game with the Raiders at home. You guys are going to smoke the Raiders, dude. There's no way in hell you're losing 2 games in a row at home to them in back-to-back years. I don't care if it's Mendoza or Kirk. Although if it's Kirky, though, it is a 1 o'clock game. So if it's Kirky, that could be tough. But it's Kirky going from west to east now. So it's really like an 11 o'clock game for them, which kind of fucks these guys up.
I thought Kirk plays better at primetime.
No, it's the opposite.
I thought Kirk was primetime Kirk, and in the playoffs he's dog shit.
No, Kirk as long as it's 1 or 4 o'clock. If it's a 1 o'clock game, Kirk Cousins is going to go off. 4 o'clock games, 50-50. 8 o'clock Monday night, fucking forget it. He's going to
I mixed them up.
You're guaranteed to win. Then you guys host the Jets.
Worst team in the league possibly next year.
Probably the worst team in the league. You're going to fucking throttle them. Then we got a Sunday night game at the Bears.
Probably pretty cool. Probably a pretty good game.
Yeah, that'll be a tough one. You know, depending on how the Bears are playing at that point and what Caleb's doing and how he's progressing still. The way he looked at the end of last year, it's kind of tough to not believe that they're at least going to be a problem. You know?
Well, the coaching would say that they're going to be a problem. I mean, the coaching was pretty decent at the end of the last year. I know
the coaching was great.
The playoffs.
Caleb still kind of, but his physical talents are undeniable. And we saw it in that playoff game where he almost, single-handedly won that shit.
I still don't believe. I can't believe that he scored that touchdown. And nobody was like.
It was crazy. The whole game was crazy.
How'd they allow that? I don't know.
Right. And then probably the second worst team in the league, at the Dolphins. Hey, at least you're at the Dolphins in November, not like September early. You know what I mean? At least you don't have.
I feel like it's the first time in like 8 years that's happened.
Yeah, you don't. At least you don't have 2 early September games in Florida. That's nice. Packers at the Patriots.
I'm all out with the Packers. I think
no Josh Jacobs. He's clearly going to jail.
No, I think Love is his last year too.
Love sucks.
I think the coach is gone after this year too. I think he's done.
LaFleur. Facial LaFleur, total facial. Yeah. Well, LaFleur got the news that Josh Jacobs got arrested tonight. And he was all just like, and that was like, he's like, there goes my season. Patriots at the Lions, 9:30 a.m. That's a Germany, the German game. That's great for the Patriots. Terrible for the Lions.
Yes.
You do not want to have to play what you assume right now is going to be a quality opponent in what should be a home game all the way across the pond in Munich. You just don't. That sucks for the Lions. Great for the Patriots though, because honestly, it's a neutral site game.
It is,
and you don't lose a home game for it. So cool. That's a plus. Patriots at the Chargers though when they come back.
Yeah, but we have 2 weeks off.
Yeah, basically, you've got 14 days.
And it's a Sunday night game.
And a Sunday night game at the Chargers. Still, that's a tough game, tough spot.
Fuck.
Yeah. That one will be tough, but then again, it's November. It's late November. Chargers. Like, what are the Chargers going to be? 90% of their team is going to be on IR. We know at least that much. Will one of them be Herbert this year? Who knows?
Maybe.
I don't know. For a guy who's never won a playoff game, man, the preseason power rankings are hyping Herbert up this year to a level I've never seen.
Why? What did they do this offseason that's done anything?
Absolutely nothing. Actually,
I think they've just.
I think they went backwards. To be quite honest,
they're just banging on Harbaugh to figure something out with him.
They're banging on Harbaugh to develop the talent that's already there, and they're banging on the fact that they're doing exactly what they did all those years with Phillip Rivers, where they're like, you're Phillip Rivers. Go win us games. What the fuck? Like, you should be good enough to do this on your own, right? Mm-hmm. And he was, but they didn't put anybody around him, and it always came up short. Then you guys host the Bills, December 6th. That's another fun one. 4:25. I do enjoy a 4:25 start for the Patriots, though. Like Tom Brady used to say, get the crowd gets plenty of time to get nice and lubed up. And that will hopefully be a tremendous atmosphere.
That game's gonna get flexed. Watch.
It could. It's late enough in the year. It could get flexed in the 8 o'clock game, 8 o'clock spot.
And then we'll have 4 primetime games in a row if that happens.
That'd be fucking crazy. Yeah, right. Because you'll have right. That'd be funny. Because then the following week you get what? Sunday night again.
Just 4 days later.
Oh no! So Chargers is Monday night.
No, Vikings. Wait. I'm sorry. Chargers is Sunday. Buffalo is Sunday, and then Vikings is Thursday.
Oh, Thursday. I'm sorry. Oh, right. Never mind. I saw looking at the wrong number here. Right. So you get a Thursday night game at home against the Vikes. That one could go either way. I don't think the Vikes are going to be very good this year.
I don't think so either.
Honestly, I think they're going fucking backwards. They're probably going to be a top 5 worst team in the league, if I had to guess. Maybe their defense keeps them outside of that, but at some point that's going to break. Justin Jefferson probably won't be a Viking after next year either.
Yeah, but
they're going to trade him.
You're going to have to pay a king's ransom for him, though.
That's fine. They don't care. Somebody will. Dallas will. They'll be like, oh, we got Justin Jefferson and C.D. Lamb, and we still only won 9 games.
Oh, and they have George Pickens.
How is this possible? No, I think Pickens is going to be gone. I think Pickens gets moved because they didn't sign him to a deal yet, right? They just franchised him.
Or he's tendered.
He's tendered. Yeah, I forget what it was, but yeah, something about that. But anyhow, then you guys got to travel to the Chiefs, December 21st, which we don't know. That's another primetime game. Jesus, dude, that would make 5 in a row if that Buffalo game gets flexed.
Well, I'm not counting the Munich game.
Oh, I'm counting that. That's primetime.
Okay.
I mean, it's standalone. It's the only game in that time slot.
That Buffalo game could be the 6th. I mean, Buffalo. That Broncos game could be the 6th then.
That one could be because it's still TBD. Because then obviously you guys go, you're at the Chiefs, then you come, you're at the Jets, which should be a layup.
Oh, shit. I forgot all about that one.
And then you get the Broncos at home, which I'm fucking bummed that this game is in January. It's the second to last game of the season because so much can already be decided by that point that it can make the game not even worthy of being, anything other than like a 1 o'clock start.
Yeah.
Or, and not only that, but like it sucks because if I did want to go to this game, I'm not going to Gillette on January 3rd if you pay me.
Yeah, it's freezing.
Like I'm all set. So I was hoping this was going to be like a late September game at worst, like week 4 or 5. And I was going to be able to go and be nice and warm and I wasn't have to, deal with too much bullshit weather-wise. And then they're like, oh, yeah, January 3rd. I'm like, fuck that.
I know. The fucking worst time.
Just no thanks, dude. I am not going to Gillette in January. I don't care if it's the Broncos. I don't give a shit. And like I said, it could be everything or nothing to play for. But I think what the NFL is hoping is that both teams are going to be playing for, like, it's going to come down to one of the two of them, and they're going to have to beat each other to one up the other one. I don't see that happening. It's going to be everything or nothing for one team or the other.
I do think that this is definitely going to be a playoff scenario ranking of like who jockeys where.
Right? Are you going to be the 5 or the 7? You know what I mean? Like
potentially, yeah.
That's what it could come down to. And then you guys close out at home against the Dolphins on January 10th, which is the fact that the regular season ends on January 10th now is.
Didn't they push next year?
Absurd to me.
Next year, I think, isn't it Valentine's Day a Super Bowl?
President's Day.
President's Day is Super Bowl.
President's Day is the Super Bowl.
No, it can't be. President's Day is always Monday.
It's the same weekend.
Also, the Monday.
Because Daytona 500 has traditionally been President's Day weekend every year.
Yeah.
But the NFL, because they can't make Super Bowl Monday a national holiday, the best thing they can do is say, all right, well, we're going to throw our weight into this, and fuck you, we're going to play the Super Bowl on President's Day weekend because most people have Monday off the next day anyway, which I don't even understand that because, like, what do you think you're going to gain out of that? Like, how many more people, what do you think, people go to bed early because of the Super Bowl? Like, no.
They're gonna party it up. They're going to get trashed.
Yeah, like.
They're hoping for more economy. That's what they're hoping for.
Yeah, we're hoping for more DUIs. More people driving home from their buddies drunk. So did you do a way too early win-loss for the Patriots?
I have them at 11-6.
11-6. I think I've got them at. Let's see. Hold on.
And the reason why I'm saying 11-6, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying Seattle's a loss. I'm
Yep.
saying Steelers a win. Jacksonville a win. Buffalo loss. Raiders Jets win. That's at 5. I'm saying Bears is going to be a loss. I'm just throwing it out there because I'm going to make out the wins and losses here. Miami's win, so it gives us 6. Packers is a win. Detroit, I'll say. I was going to say Detroit. I'm going to say Detroit win, and I'll make up for it later. Chargers win. Buffalo loss. Vikings win. I'll say Vikings win. Chiefs loss. Broncos loss. Jets win. Miami. I want to say we split with them and fuck it up because we're gonna bench players.
I'm gonna give you. So what was your total there? So
that actually was 12 because you know why? Originally I had said win against Detroit, and I was gonna give them a loss for Detroit going to Germany.
So I'm giving them my best case scenario.
That's what I did.
I'm going to give them because I always put everybody, when I pick preseason, and this is way too early, we'll do our official picks Labor Day weekend.
Oh, this doesn't count.
But I'm right now, if I'm gonna guess, I'm gonna put them. My ceiling for them is 10 wins this year. I'm gonna give them 10 wins.
Okay.
So 10-7.
Still,
I think they get swept by the Bills.
I think that's a possibility too.
I think they'll lose to Denver. I think they'll drop one to. They'll probably drop one. They'll drop one to like the Chiefs on the road. The Jags early in the season, I feel like, is a prime setup for a loss because the Jags won't have had time to get on IR and bang themselves up. And then you got to throw in like the fluke losses in there.
That's what
like the road game against the Bears feels like that could be one of those kind of like.
I gave them a loss for that.
A loss, and then on the the Germany game, that's to me is a coin toss.
Yeah.
And then never underestimate. Somebody stupid like the Jets, the Dolphins, the Raiders, or the Chargers game.
Hey, bounce of the ball. Chargers looking for revenge.
Chargers looking, you know what I mean? So I could see them ending up with 7 or 8 losses at the end of the year and being either 10-7 or 9-8. Is that going to be good enough to make the playoffs? Yeah, probably. I mean, at least they'll be fighting for a playoff spot, which is good. I mean, unless this whole Vrabel-Rossini thing goes completely tits up, and
it's completely gone silent on that
for now, because I feel like there's somebody sitting on something else, and they're just waiting for the exact
there's a
worst
sex tape.
moment. Yeah,
it's in the VCR. They have the finger on play.
Yeah, they're just waiting for the time to hit play and send it out to the New York Post and like, haha, we got you, bitch, because New York has just this unbridled vengeance against New England, and they'll try to sink them any chance they get.
The New York media sends the fucking what's his name, the little saw guy on a tricycle to Gillette Stadium.
Do you want to play a game?
Hello, Mike Vrabel.
I'd like to play a game.
You said you were caught with your pants down. I can't even do like.
And he just like he's just like Mike Vrabel wakes up, his dick is just like in like a fucking bear trap, and it's like, you have to admit to your wife that you've been cheating on her.
He's like, she fucking knows.
Yeah, he's like, she knows, and he's like, shut up.
And Jigsaw's like, your dick is surrounded by razor blades. Yeah. It just continues on with the trap.
And they're all infected with AIDS, not the Magic Johnson kind that you can kind of live through for 30 years. All right, so let's do the Broncos schedule real quick. Again, if you want to get your team, you want to talk about your team schedule, give us a call, 774-992-8702. We're doing it all right now, so we'll do the Broncos schedule real quick. Because this is the single most brutal 6-game fucking start to ever start a season that I've ever seen. Like, I know the NFL and Sean Payton don't like the NFL doesn't like Sean Payton, and they don't get along and all this other shit. Like, that is it's never been more evident than it is right now. Because the Broncos open up Monday night opener at the Chiefs, which kind of not the worst case scenario, because if you're going to get the Chiefs, I don't mind getting them week 1. Because,
you want weak Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, you don't know what kind of Mahomes you're getting, which, I mean, granted, Mahomes has regressed over the last 3 seasons more than any quarterback has ever regressed in 3 seasons in terms of from his high point, which, not to toot our own horn, Sean, but we called was going to happen. Mm-hmm. I think he's thrown like 26 touchdowns is his high, like his best season in the last 3 years.
Didn't he get to almost 30 like a year ago?
27 maybe. It's not good. I know that.
He's never going to throw below 46 touchdowns again.
Never. We're never going to see. He's thrown 27, 26, 22 the last 3 years.
Okay, I thought there was a 27 in there.
27 and 14, 26 and 11, 22 and 11. All down from his that he had 41 and 12 and 22. And then obviously the 50 touchdown season seems like eons ago at this point. But yeah. So nonetheless, he is regressed big time.
Well, what do you think? You think that the Chiefs signed Tyreek right before beginning of the season? That's a rumor.
Probably. I mean, somebody's going to sign him. Why not? Why not the Chiefs?
Sounds like it's a possibility, even though Tyreek's a fucking mental case.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how it really comes down to how desperate are the Chiefs. If they sign him, it means they're desperate, which is probably good news for the rest of us.
They are desperate.
So we get the Chiefs week 1, opening night, Monday night. Hopefully that's a Manning cast. Fingers crossed. Again, we get the weak Mahomes, so that's kind of a plus in that regard. But again, you're opening up on the road in Arrowhead. The last time we played at Arrowhead in September, we won, so we got that going for us. That was the Super Bowl year in 2015 when Bradley Roby picked up the fumble and returned it to the end zone for the win with 30 seconds left, which was great. But that's one that's tough. Then we come home to host the Jags.
Yep.
Again, early in the season, Jags are kind of scarier than late season Jags, I feel, because by the end of this, they had no Travis Etienne. They've kind of walked back some of their talent in terms of their roster. I don't think they're as good as they were a year ago, talent-wise. Okay. But we'll see what happens with Trevor Lawrence. But at least we get them at home. Then we got to go on the road and play the fucking Rams. We get the Rams at home. That's always a plus. At home is good.
It might be Pukalis.
Could be Pukalis, which would be great. But even still, they still have that fucking guy, Devontae Adams, pretty good. And it's like, oh, yeah, Puka's not playing, but they got Devontae Adams.
But hey, Matthew Stafford, getting a 1-year extension for like $55-60 million. Nothing screams out coach and general manager conflict like a quarterback randomly getting a 1-year extension.
Right.
Fully guaranteed for no reason.
For no reason whatsoever that they didn't owe him or didn't ask for. But nonetheless, I think this – so if I'm going off of last year, this is my Super Bowl preview. I think it's going to be Rams-Broncos in the Super Bowl this year. That's my way too early Super Bowl pick. Rams-Broncos, this will be a preview, week 3. Sunday Night Football in Denver. At least we get them in Denver. Hopefully that's all, all Gucci. And then Sean-tober starts because we all know Sean Payton in the month of October is a fucking juggernaut. And we go at the Niners. Okay, not terrible. You don't know what you're going to get with the Niners, but they're beatable. They should be.
It depends. Is that electric facility working right now, or is it shut down?
Yeah, well, it depends. That's the Drake Greenlaw revenge game, too. You know what I mean? So it could be a little bit juicy. Then we're at the Chargers, which, again, winnable game, but Bo Nix is 0-for against the Chargers in his career. Then we come home and face the Seahawks on Thursday Night Football. 4 days later after, so we play the Niners, the Chargers, and then we have a 4-day break, and we play the Seahawks on Thursday night. Again, not terribly scared of the Seahawks.
No, but they're just a good team.
But even though their defensive name is super fucking queer, I still think they're going to be a good team, like a decent team. They're not going to be a team that you're just going to be able to roll over, and it's nobody's layup. And then the schedule softens a little bit. We get the Cardinals on the road after a 10-day break. We go on the road to the Cardinals. That should be a little simple layup.
Who's the fucking quarterback for the Cardinals now?
I don't fucking know.
They jettisoned Murray, who didn't sign anywhere, I don't think.
No, Murray is in Minnesota.
Shut up. Is he?
Yeah. Yeah, remember he signed with the Vikes.
I don't. I read all about that.
So we get the Cards. That should be a layup. Then we get the Chiefs at home, November 1st. So
You're done with the Chiefs by week 8, which is crazy.
Which I mean, it's totally
That's
opposite
rare.
of the last couple of years, which is nice. Then we go on the road to the Panthers, which I'm not crazy about because it's a 1 o'clock Eastern start. I don't love that for the Broncos going east. Then they come home. They host the Raiders after the bye week, which I Love that. We get the Raiders coming off a bye, so we should be good. That, again, should be lay simple, lay up.
Fuck.
Then we are on the road Black Friday on another fucking short 5-day week at the Steelers.
3 p.m.
Again, which could be,
Gay.
like, who fucking knows with that one because you don't know what you're getting with the Steelers. Then we get the Dolphins at home, lay up. Jets on the road, lay up. Raiders on the road, lay up. Then the schedule get the last 3 games. And this is where the NFL fucked us. Because they were just like, oh, yeah, look at this nice, cushy middle part of your schedule.
Oh, Christmas.
And they were like, oh, Christmas Day. You know who you guys are going to host? Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills.
Fuck you.
Oh, great. I was hoping that we were going to get Paul Bunyan and John Elway's love child on Christmas Day.
In the heart of the day, 4:30.
And also now I somehow have to manage to fucking try to get Christmas Day off to watch that game. Like, you know how fucking hard that is? I'm going to give something up. That's crazy.
And at least you're at home for that. Like, at least Buffalo has to go to you. And
that's the only, like, saving grace about it. But again, short week.
You know,
we get the Raiders. We get the Raiders, and then 5 days later, we get the fucking Bills.
I'm going to be honest with you. I'm telling you, I really think the Buffalo Bills not doing enough with their team and just, like, promoting their OC to coach, it's going to dramatically affect that team. I think that team's going to have a big sputtering effect.
I wouldn't be surprised, but...
Think about it. How many times have you seen an offensive coordinator for the same team become head coach and that team do well?
Rarely, never. Actually, never. I'll just say it.
They would be the first.
I mean, trying to think when, like, who internally promoted. Brian Billick went from Minnesota to Baltimore. Purple, but not the same team.
I can't think of one situation where a team
promoted
promoted internally and the team got better.
No, you're right. I maybe it's happened, but I'd be.
The Raiders always did shit like that with like Art Shell and shit like that. You know what I mean?
They're
It's always
like,
it always fell.
But
in
it was
their
always.
face.
But he'd always be like. There was always a guy that they're bringing back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the Raiders are always. The Raiders did what like the University of Miami tried doing with like Randy Shannon. When they're like, we're bringing in Miami guys. They're born and bred Canes. You know, they're Canes through and through. And it just was like, yeah, but they're not good football coaches. Not that Randy Shannon was bad, but he wasn't, you know, at that point, you're not competing with Bama and LSU.
Mm-hmm.
And then we go, again, like we talked about earlier, on the road to the Patriots, January 3rd.
I take it back. 2016 Eagles.
Oh, right.
Doug Peterson.
Yeah.
Technically, they said if you want to count Sean McVay, even though Sean McVay was not the OC. But
He was internal, though, right? He was their own guy. What was he, a quarterback's coach?
yeah, he was an innovative play calling, like
Yeah, he was. I don't even think he had like a normal title, if you will. It was some like made up like title that they just came up with to give him. And then we close out the season, Sean, at home against the Chargers.
okay.
So we get this. We're done with the Chiefs by week 8, and then we've got 2 games against the Chargers to finish out the last 8 weeks of the season. Not ideal at all for the Broncos. The only saving grace is that 2 out of those 3 games that we have out of the final are at home. And the one being in New England could be, we don't know what time that's going to start at. That's going to make that could play a big factor in how I feel about that one. But yeah, we'll see. I'm not thrilled with the way this schedule is laid out, but I do like the fact that we will once again be, at least right now, battle tested by the time the year is over. There is no, like, even the shitty teams, like, yeah, we got the Jets and the Dolphins and the Cardinals and the Raiders, but you figure Jets, Dolphins, Cardinals, Raiders, that should be 5 wins right there. Like, we should be at least, okay, there's 5. Now, can you win 6 more against good teams, in order to get into the playoffs and win your division potentially? Because I think 11, 12 wins is going to be what it takes at least to get that. I don't think they're going to hit 14 wins again this year.
No,
but I think when I went through this schedule, my 3 losses that I have on this schedule, and I'll be.
I do think a 13-win team is going to be best in the division this year.
I could see that,
because I think every team has a hard schedule this year.
I think we lose. I think we split with the Chargers. I think we will lose to. What was the other one? The Steelers on Black Friday because it's a short week. On the road, 3 p.m. start. Weird schedule. I think that there's 2 losses right there that I'm pretty sure of.
Mm-hmm.
And then you look at like the games like at the Niners, at the Patriots late. Like what are we playing for in that Patriots game? I'm gonna give the Broncos 3 losses this year. I'm gonna say they split with the Chargers. They lose to
That's still 14 wins then.
To the Steelers. I'm sorry, 4 losses.
Okay.
I'm giving them 13 wins.
Okay.
They're not. I don't think they're going to have 14. I think they'll lose to they'll lose to the Chargers. They'll lose to the Steelers. I think they will drop one probably to either the Rams or the Niners, one of the two.
I would say Rams more than the Niners. The Niners are such a weird fucking
Which I would
team.
feel better about losing to the Rams than I would the Niners in a way. As long as it's competitive, I'd feel better about it.
Rams have such a good defense still.
They do, and I think the Rams are the best team in football, or at least the best team in the NFC. And then I think they'll drop a stupid one, whether it be to Buffalo, or maybe the Chargers sweep us again. I don't know. The Jags could be
Buffalo. Their whole plan again this year is Josh to play hero ball, though. That's the whole plan.
Yeah, but like we saw in the playoffs last year, he's perfectly capable of doing that.
I mean, is he?
It didn't work out.
It doesn't work out. It never works out.
It didn't work out, but I mean, let's be honest. If fucking Brandon Cooks just secures that ball, game over.
Oh well, fucking sucks.
But also if I had wheels, I'd be a wagon. So
It's at 122 to 106.
yeah,
God,
OKC's about to take Game 5.
God damn it.
It's not over yet. The Spurs got a little bit of life in them. It's not the end of the world, but it would have been nice to see the Spurs get a 3-2 lead here tonight. Well, look, more flopping, cool.
I can't stand them.
I'm gonna say Denver's gonna be a 12, at worst 12 win team. Because again, there's gonna be some stupid loss in there. You know what I mean?
They're
One that I'm
always
not
a
seeing.
stupid loss,
They go on the
though.
road to the fucking Cardinals or the Jets. Like the Jets, for whatever reason, have given us fits the last couple of years.
Listen, if you went on the road to like the Jets or the
I mean, we
Cardinals
barely
and-
beat the Jets last year.
and you lost that game, you would be rip shit.
Yeah, I would. But if the end result is 12-5, how mad can I possibly be? If the end result is 12-5 and we're hosting a game on divisional weekend,
Yeah.
I can't really be upset about it. I can't expect him to get the 1 seed 2 years in a row, or maybe I can. I don't know. But I'm guessing they're probably, statistically not going to be the 1 seed 2 years in a row. Because, again, there's going to be teams that are going to come out of nowhere that or that are going to be revamped. Like, we might see, like, all of a sudden Baltimore might figure it out. I don't think they will. But Cincinnati, Joe Burrow stays healthy. And, defensively they're garbage, but Joe Burrow's throwing 45 touchdowns. So, they're winning 10, 11, 12 games. Buffalo is good. New England maybe is better than, I expect them to be.
I don't think they'll
Maybe the Chiefs are better than we expect them to be. And
I think the Chiefs will be competitive. I don't think they'll be championship contenders, though. I think it's.
I don't think the Chiefs have been, even though they were in the Super Bowl 2 years ago, I don't think they've been championship contenders for 3 or 4 years, to be quite honest. Since they won their last one, I don't think they've been a true championship contender since. I think they were very fortunate to get there the year they got there against the Eagles. Everything broke their way. I mean, literally everything broke their way until the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And then Mahomes went to the Super Bowl and absolutely crapped his pants for the second time in 5 years. Let's not forget that. Mahomes is not a great Super Bowl quarterback, statistically. But, before you go putting that pussy on a pedestal.
I mean, he's getting there, though. He's getting to the big game.
Kermit the Frog here. Yeah, but I get it. Like, you can't win it if you're not there. But, dude, we knocked John Elway for going 0-3 in his first 3 tries.
I know.
We
always knock Jim Kelly.
They kill the
historically.
Bills for being 0-4.
I know.
Let's be real. If Eli Manning had been
0-2 against the Patriots.
0-2, nobody would be
He
talking about Eli Manning in the Hall of Fame.
No, ever.
Never. It wouldn't even be a consideration.
They'd be known as him as the loser to letting the only undefeated team.
Yeah. And or going
Modern
up against the
history.
Patriots and being I don't think there's ever been a team that has won the Super Bowl without a top 8 defense either, by the way, which is a amazing statistic.
Strange.
But nonetheless, that being said, there's going to be teams that are going to wake up and come out of nowhere that we're like, we're just Houston, for example. Like, they all of a sudden they maybe they get on a run and that defense does their thing and they run the ball effectively and C.J. Stroud is asked to do less. I know that's again, I'm just making this up hyperbolically.
No, I'm trying to think of a team like out of nowhere.
How about this? What if Danny Dimes stays healthy in Indy? I mean, they were 9-1 to start the season last year.
Is he even
or
healthy
9-2?
now?
I mean, I assume he's going to start the season. Mahomes is starting the season. I assume both of them will be there opening day. But that Indy team with Danny Dimes they were flexing on people, dude. They were they had a good thing going with JT. So, maybe they come out of nowhere and all of a sudden they're like, hey, you guys forgot about us. You forgot that because they're like, that team that starts fast like the Steelers did in 2020 when they were 8-0 or whatever it was.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody's like, this team sucks. And they're like, no, they're not bad. Then they get to the playoffs, they get stomped. No one remembers the teams that started off super hot and then faded down the stretch, which exactly what the Colts did, but they lost their quarterback. With Danny Dimes playing in Indy, they were playing really well. So that AFC South could really be pretty hyper-competitive this year.
It might be.
The AFC West is...
Not the Titans, though.
The AFC West is going to be hyper competitive because if you think about it, even if the Chargers the Chiefs are the third best team in that division, any team with Pat Mahomes and Travis Kelce and Steve Spagnuolo's defense being third is going to be that's a good fucking team. That's not a team you're really going to want to see. So you've got Buffalo and New England potentially, double-digit winners in the AFC East. Obviously, the Dolphins and the Jets are throwaways. The AFC North, like we said, we don't know what the Ravens are going to do. I don't think the Ravens are going to be anything.
Another team that fired their coach.
To write home about. But the Steelers could be a problem. If Aaron Rodgers is playing well and him and Mike McCarthy are clicking, that could be a big problem for a lot of people. The Bengals, if Joe Burrow stays healthy, is already a problem for everybody. If Joe Burrow plays all 17 games this year, the Bengals are a problem, period, end of story.
They have no defense.
Cleveland will be ass.
They have no defense, though. Still,
no, I know they don't. That's why I'm saying they'll be. If Joe Burrow's healthy, they'll be a problem. If Joe Burrow gets hurt again, fucking forget it. They're garbage. They're not even a team to be considered. Oh yeah, no, we're live this late, bud. Lewis, thanks for chiming in. We usually start late and late kind of show here.
He's like, what is this bullshit?
Yeah, but. Of your home games, Sean, if you could go to one, which one are you picking?
If I could go to one home game, I would, even in January, I'd say the Broncos. That would kind of be like the best matchup. That's the AFC Championship game from last year.
If there's something to play for, I could see that.
There is going to be something to play for. You could definitely feel it's going to be playoff matchup potential.
Like I said, I know what you mean, but like if it's like. But I wish they had done that, again, November or early December.
Me getting ready for that game.
I wish they had done it in, when we used to get the Brady Manning matchup.
Yeah.
In late October.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Something like that, or mid-October. That would have been the best case scenario for that game, I think, because that's when, it feels like that game should be played, because you don't want to play it too early in the season. Because you got too much guesswork going on. And like we said, the September is basically just an extension of the preseason. And you don't want to play it too late because, hey, what if Denver has the AFC West locked up? And
they might, and then it's just
and they know
they're throwing out backups. I know.
You know what I mean? And we've seen it happen where they've got it locked up, and maybe they got the 2 seed. They're locked into the 2 or the 3. They can't move up, can't move down, and they're just going to sit there and say, we're going to coast into the playoffs, take a 2-week vacation. Because we don't get a bye because we're not the 1 or something like that. You know what I mean?
Well, eventually that bye is going away.
Clearly.
Yes.
There's going to be no reason.
8 teams are going to make it.
There's going to be no reason. Well, no, if they go to 8, then I think the top 2 will get the bye.
No. That's going to be every team plays.
What's the point of being the 1 then?
There's no point. You play the 8. That's the point of being the 1.
No, they're going to have to do a bye week.
You think so.
They have to.
There's going to be
because
no
they
bye
want
week.
the playoffs to go longer.
No, they want more games. That's all they want. They don't give a shit about it going longer.
Right, but
they want that weekend, which they already have.
But they'll never do that simply for the fact that there'll be no incentive to be the 1 or the 2. and you will kill the last month of the season.
I'm pretty sure.
Because once you're locked in, once that little X goes next to your name and you're in the playoffs, what do you give a shit if you're 1 or 6?
Right. I think.
You know what I mean?
I think they're aware. I think most NFL teams.
Or
are
just
preparing.
top 4 teams are play. They play at home, and it's like, all right, well, we're in the top 4. Fuck it, like mail it in.
I think that's exactly what's going to happen, though.
I don't think so. I think it'll go back to the way it was, where the top 1 and 2 get the bye, and then 3 plays 8, 4 plays 7.
I hope you're right.
And 5 plays 6, and you go on from there, because otherwise then it's just the NBA, and now your whole playoff product is completely watered down.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the NCAA expanding to like a 32 team fucking playoff, and it's like, why? What are we doing here?
Wait until we have the England Pewter Schmitz.
The London Silly Nannies.
Yes, and the German sauerkrauts.
Yeah. No, it would be the German Blitz.
The Auschwitz something or others.
Right?
No, Munich.
Yeah, we
Munich.
got the Munich Blitz versus the Paris Muginot line.
Oh my God.
The Munich Blitz would be the perfect. You got to do it. Meanwhile, everybody in Poland is like, "Fuck you."
Wait, wait a minute.
Hold on, this sounds remotely familiar. This did not work out well
Dude,
last time.
I don't know why it always reminds me of that Conan O'Brien interview where he interviews that Flula Borg guy who's from Germany, the actor who's a comedian, and they're like, "So you star in a lot of German films. Like, who plays bad guys in German films?" He's like, "Oh, other Germans.
Yeah.
We are very self-aware."
Yeah. It's like every single 80s, 90s action movie had an Eastern European bad guy.
All today too. It's all Germans again.
I know. It's what did we talk about earlier in the show?
I know, but Germany as a country being like, listen, we've started the first 2 world wars. Don't make us fucking.
Don't make us teach you a third time, Germany.
We will come back.
Don't make us teach you a third time, okay? Things are different.
I think it was Shane Gillis. Shane Gillis, the balls on those people to be like, yo, you know who can beat everybody? Us.
Yeah. We're 0-2. We got them right where we want them, all right? All right, I'm telling you, they're gonna underestimate us this time.
I'm pretty sure that all led into the George Washington bit of you can't stop me, motherfuckers.
Yeah.
And it's nobody thought that he was gonna attack the English on Christmas
Day, Christmas night, cross the Delaware.
You had a 6'7" retarded guy crossing the Delaware. Hey, you might want to sit down. Ah,
wooden teeth. He's just like
Oh my
you're gonna
God.
have women. You're gonna have freedom, but you can never take our freedom. Or RT. Fuck you. 774-992-8702. We're going to wrap it up here with the Indy 500 and a little bit of NBA playoffs, I guess. Not really much to talk about. The Knicks are going to the finals, which I'm fucking thrilled about.
Dude, I didn't know Jalen Brunson was such a big wrestling dude.
Oh, and he's a huge Kobe fan, too, so +2.
But it was funny because he had, Danhausen's, this, fake vampire, he's almost remember the Munsters, the black and white TV show, The Munsters?
Oh, yeah, of course.
So there's a current WWE guy, and he was very locally known, Danhausen. My son's met him several times, and he's hilarious. He's on WWE TV, and his whole thing is he curses people. He's literally, no joke, for whatever reason, cursed every team that the Knicks have played in the playoffs. He's like, you're cursed. And he just does it. He goes on ESPN, and he just live curses the team.
That's fucking funny.
And
it's working.
And he cursed the Cavs. He goes, I cursed. Not going to win a game. It's over. And they got swept.
Why did you just do Trump?
I don't know. I don't know why. It just came out.
You're not going to win a game.
It's
You're
over.
cursed. It's over.
But,
go home. Losers.
But he's...
this is America. We only like winners here.
Apparently, he's going to do it again for the finals.
And the Cavs, not winners. You must have been thrilled, though, that James Harden got swept.
Oh, my God.
I know
Nothing
you were.
makes me happier.
But you know what, though? I was talking to my dad about it today.
I know your dad's a huge James Harden guy.
He is, but you know what, though? I have to, for the first time in a long time, I feel like it wasn't Harden's fault.
Too bad.
I feel like he was actually the one that was, pulling his weight and, doing, and everybody else, other than
Pun intended?
Other than Donovan Mitchell, nobody else was doing anything.
Oh, well.
And I actually, for half a second, felt a teeny tiny bit bad, and then I was like, nah, I can't.
Not me. If I was in New York, I'd be on one of those videos that we always see in
start spreading the news.
No, you know the videos I'm talking about? You see Spider-Man in the street.
James Harden blows. I mean, yeah, of course. Yeah.
Go New York.
Go New York. fuck Boston. It's like, but they just beat the Cavs. Fuck Boston.
That's right. You see me, fuck James Harden.
It's like they're like Sean will be sitting there like at the Knicks victory parade screaming like fuck James Harden.
I'm
It's
in
like,
Patriots gear.
but they beat the Thunder, and he's like, exactly.
Whatever.
Fuck James Harden.
Fuck James Harden, you fat piece of shit. You were on the Thunder once.
Sean will go to like he'll go to like a Super Bowl, like a Patriots Super Bowl parade like 10 years from now, and they'll get a camera in his face and be like, fuck James Harden.
I will hold a sign that just says fuck James Harden.
And he was like, why? Why fuck James Harden? What did he do? And he's like,
Because
I don't know, just
you
fuck him.
people gave this fat piece of shit a pass for a decade.
They really did. I mean, listen.
That video you sent me, I was like, this is like the commentator of the year. Give this man every award there is in sports.
Which one?
And he was just like, maybe James Harden should learn from his own lessons. He ejected everybody out of the city.
Oh,
they did
yeah,
everything
yeah.
they want for this man, and nothing was ever good enough.
Nope. It's true.
I was like,
I mean, they catered to James Harden for so long, and now he's just become a journeyman assassin. But he's been like a super unsuccessful one.
Yeah.
Like at least Big Shot Bob, Robert Horry got to go to like win 7 titles as an assassin, a hired gun.
he's like, I'm going to Cleveland.
LeBron
Like, all right,
could be
dude.
considered a hired gun in a lot of ways. But
Barely.
I'm rooting for the Knicks super hard. I don't want San Antonio or
I'll take San Antonio or the Knicks.
or
that's it.
OKC. I don't want either one of them to win. I
No
loathe both of
OKC.
those teams. I am not a fan of Wemby because of who he plays for, not because of his game, but also he's kind of got that little bitchy floppiness to him that I don't like. He tries to sell it a little bit too hard sometimes.
He's
It pisses
also like
me off.
7'9" too. So
Yeah, exactly. Which is like, dude, why are you shouldn't even be like, you should be bulldozing dudes.
It's like Slender Man out there.
Like you shouldn't be
falling over.
flopping. Like let him foul you. Like go up strong. I don't know. Like make me look at you and be like, damn, that's how Shaq would have done it back in the day.
Oh, let's not talk about that.
Yeah. So anyway, he's a fucking, I don't know. Fuck him. Fuck OKC. And I still do love the fact that Mike Breen, I love when he, Brunson gets going and he's like, and the Brunson burner is lit. And I'm like, yes. I don't know why that nickname made me laugh, but it did. But I can't stand SGA, dude. The way he turns into a jellyfish and just flops on the floor every time he goes up to take a shot. It's so ridiculous.
It's ridiculous how many shots he gets per.
But
per
that's
game.
the NBA. That's why nobody watches it anymore, and that's why the only reason I'm watching it is because I have to talk about it. And I do have a little
It
bit of vested
sucks.
interest in it because
It sucks.
one of our boys' teams is finally in the finals after 27 years of waiting. The last time the Spurs made the final, the Knicks made the finals, I was in 8th grade. I didn't even care about basketball at that point. Like, couldn't give two shits. I was like, the Lakers aren't in it? No. Okay, bye. How about the Pistons? No. All right, bye. Don't care. But anyway, let's wrap it up, Sean, with the Indy 500 because I know you saw at least the ending of it.
I saw the ending because of you guys.
Yeah, which
was fucking.
I tell
crazy.
you guys every year, if there's any race you're going to watch,
I wasn't even home.
the Saturday night Daytona race in August and the Indy 500, those two are guaranteed to be fucking awesome. Like Talladega can sometimes be a little bit of a letdown depending on, where the caution comes out or whatever. But Daytona and not the 500, the 400 in August and the Indy 500 are guaranteed slam dunk, edge of your seat, buzzer beater style finishes. And this year's Indy 500, Sean, for me, like I said at the beginning of the show, is probably dollar for dollar the best Indy 500 I've ever watched. It had a little bit of everything. It had the long green flag runs where the fuel strategy really comes into play, which anybody who watches Indy knows the Indy 500 is a fuel strategy race. You need to save enough and conserve enough to be able to get to the end. Just to be able, and I was trying to explain this to some folks that don't watch Indy, the amount of math and calculating that you have to do in order to make sure that you get enough fuel just to be there at the end is literally astrophysicist levels type shit now. I mean, they are calculating, when I say fuel down to the drop, I mean, they are calculating it to the drop. And your whole race can be won or lost on this strategy because the way that you need, I think, 7 pit stops. You have to come in 7 times for fuel.
Okay.
Over the course of that race to get enough gas to finish. Depending where the cautions come out, when they come out, how they come out, all affects that. Now, sometimes you get a late caution. Everybody comes in, 4 tires and fuel. and we're gunning it for the finish line, and everybody's balls out. And that to me is the best way to do it, because there's nothing that pisses me off more, like especially when I'm running it like on my simulator or something like that, and where you get in a fuel savings race, and I'm like, because to me, a crown jewel like that should be finished with your pedal to the floor, not who can drive the fastest while saving the most amount of fuel.
Right.
That's fucking lame to me. Like, I want to see guys balls to the wall, foot to the floor. I'm not lifting until I see the checkered flag or God. Like, that is it. Like, I want to see that kind of finish. Fortunately, we had a little bit of everything throughout this race. So we did have the long green flag runs where the pit stops and fuel mileage really did come in. And it was looking like fuel mileage was going to be the thing that was going to decide the Indy 500. Rosenquist was leading the race with about with 10 laps to go.
Then he fell back to what, third, right?
Well, then the Brazilian rookie tank slaps the wall and brings out a red flag, and red flags the race with like 9 laps to go, 8 laps to go. They red flag it with 5 to go.
Okay.
And then there's a caution, and by the time they get done with the caution, basically we're coming to a 1-lap shootout. And so the race becomes a 1-lap shootout. Not ideal. 2 would be better, but 1. But in Indy, unlike NASCAR, they only run 200 laps. There is no green-white checkered. There is no overtime. So if the caution comes out with 2 laps to go, race is over. That's it. We're finishing it under caution, which is the most anticlimactic way to finish a race, which is why I'm glad NASCAR went away from that, and they went to the overtime rules. Indy doesn't do that. Indy's stuck with tradition. It's 200 laps, 500 miles. That's what it is, period. Okay, fine. But now Indy has kind of started to manipulate that a little bit, because they didn't need to red flag the race when this kid crashed. It wasn't like a crash that was worthy of a red flag. Usually a red flag crash means like, holy shit, there's 20 cars sprawled out all over the track, and we need to stop everybody because there's no way for them to get through, pass through safely with all the, people, the safety crews and everybody else cleaning up the track. And it's going to take a minute to clean the track. So they go back racing. We get a 1-lap shootout. At this point, gas doesn't mean anything. Everybody's got enough. We're all good. We're going. Rosenquist ended up in third.
Yes.
David Malukas is leading the race, and I'm happy because my buddy had put money on Malukas. I didn't, but my buddy did. And I'm thinking like, oh wow, he's gonna win this. As soon as I see Rosenquist and his teammate, I forget who it was, they're running side by side for the majority of that.
That was his teammate?
Yes.
How did he not? Their tires like boop. You know what I'm fucking saying?
Yeah.
Because at one point they like got so close to each other.
I think it was
side
down
by
in
side.
either in turn 1 or 2 they touched.
Someone Archuleta said they never touch.
Oh no, they can touch.
No, it says they never touch. It said that race they never touched.
I mean, if they didn't, it was millimeters.
Because I don't know who it was. The fucking someone Archuleta was like, I confirmed with both drivers they never touched, even though it looked a video they booped.
It honestly, at that speed, Sean, the way the air comes off of those cars, the way that they came together so fast, it might have compressed the air between them and pushed. There might have been a bubble there.
Yeah.
Sounds stupid, but it's a real thing. When you're moving that fast and the way the air is flowing around those cars, it could have been an air bubble. Usually, if they touch, you'll see smoke.
There was no smoke.
There was no smoke. Doesn't mean they didn't touch, though. They might have not. They might have touched so lightly they didn't even notice that they touched. That could also be a thing. But regardless, you're right. They got that close. And when you're running 235 miles an hour, getting that close to somebody is not exactly ideal.
I was like, oh my god, he's gonna wreck out with this, because I thought before I read like what happened, I thought the finish was gonna be these two guys fucking wreck and like destroy the rest of the race.
I thought so too. I'm looking, I'm like, and I'm sitting there, I'm like, don't do that.
Because I have it up right now, and I thought right there they went boop. And obviously, I don't want to show this on air because we'll get the fucking whole feed taken down. But
that was in turn 2.
That was in turn 2, and then they're side by side.
So radio and they're side by side. This is where I thought Malukas was going to win it, because typically 2 cars running side by side can't go fast enough. Will slow each other down to the point rather than running in a straight line. But then they get off of 4. Rosenquist clears his teammate. off of 4. Who's his teammate, by the way? Who ran third?
Armstrong.
Armstrong. Thank you, the Kiwi. That's who it was. I was rooting for him because at one point I think he was up there and he was leading the race, and I thought there was going to be a chance.
Armstrong, Malukas, Rosenquist.
Yeah, Armstrong took the restart in the lead, which is the worst place you want to be. And I was rooting for him because of my boys, the Kiwis, that I met at Daytona. Watch the show all the time. Shout out to them. I was rooting hard for him. I was like, holy shit, if a Kiwi wins the Indy 500, I mean, that island might explode. But the way that they're running side by side here, Sean, typically you're going to run too slow to catch the car in front of you. But right here, as they come, this is 3, and they come through the short chute going into 4, I'm thinking it's over. And then right here, Rosenquist barely clears his teammate, gets down behind Malukas, and if you watch this view from Rosenquist's overhead cam on the roll bar that's directly behind him, Malukas' mistake, he made a massive mistake. He either guessed wrong and blocked low because he thought Rosenquist was going to try to go low on him, which I don't quite understand why.
This from inside.
This is from Rosenquist's car, yep.
Yeah. Shit, I don't want to put it too loud.
That's fine. We'll talk over it. It'll be all right.
So, I like,
even,
this is still in third. He's clearly in third, so it's
this is the start of the restart.
Yeah.
So right here is where they almost
right
touched.
There, and I was like, oh, they're dead.
Yep.
Nothing.
And then he hung it on the outside too, right there, which was incredible driving by both guys. Because if Armstrong comes up even a half an inch, he's there. It's a wreck. It's not like NASCAR where you can make contact. With these cars, if you make contact in the wrong spot, you're both gone. Yep. Yep, and then this is out of 4. So right here, if you watch Malukas, he dives down low to break the draft, and then he fakes up and then goes back low. Like he went. You see what I mean? Like he kind of like shifted up, but then he took back. He went low.
Seeing his reaction really quick, like him, like he can't move a lot.
He knows he won it.
He knows he won, but that was a cool reaction. You see him like, and he can't move. Though.
Fuck yeah! So I mean, it's the Indy 500, dude. It's one of the holy grails of auto racing. To win that race, I mean, that's it. Like it doesn't matter if you never win a race for the rest of your life. You're an Indy 500 champ. But I felt terrible for Malukas because it looked like he went to block the run high. And I think what he tried to do was bait Rosenquist into going low. And then he was going to slam the door on him low. And it's either that or he completely misjudged the run that Rosenquist had coming out of 4 down the front stretch. Because the amount of space he was behind him when he came out, by Malukas moving low to try to break the draft, they do that, they kind of do the tail of the dragon thing. And he moved low, but what he did is he actually gave Rosenquist a better slipstream, a better draft to get into. And it really catapulted Rosenquist's car at a rate I don't think Malukas was ready for. And I feel really bad for him because he was in position to win that race.
He was devastated.
And it looks like he tried to bait him into going low. But he pulled the trigger too early. He pulled a Russ Wheeler in Days of Thunder. He's going high. He's going low. Son of a bitch. You know what I mean? Like, but he thought he was going to go low and he went high and he missed the block. I think he just whiffed on the block, to be honest. And that's just something that, like, so you kind of have to guess on those, and you either get it or you don't. But for me, like, I don't give a shit. I'm running that dude up into the wall to win the Indy 500. I don't care. Like, I'll wreck the car. I'll wreck everybody. I'd wreck my mother to win that race. So it's a tough spot for Malukas. And it's so hard to gauge sometimes how much of a run these cars have when they're coming up to your bumper, because you really can't tell. Your ball's out. You're doing 235, 236, 237 miles an hour, and this guy behind you is running 242, 243, and you're like, holy shit, where the fuck did he just come from, and how did he get that much of a run? But Rosenquist just timed it perfect. He did it perfect. I don't know why Malukas let him go to the outside almost as like easily as he did. but he did, and it cost him.
So Armstrong was asked after the race because I guess he finished third, right?
Yes.
Armstrong. So he said after the race, I was given two options: either I lift or I crash with Felix. I chose to lift. What does that mean? Like
Lift off the throttle, because when they came that close, if he doesn't lift off the throttle and hold his car right on the bottom, they touch and they both crash.
Okay.
I mean, and then you go from having a, potential 2-3 finish to 2 DNFs, which is devastating for the team, for the season, the whole nine. So that's a business decision that Armstrong made. I can promise you, going forward, he will never make that the same decision again.
I quote, I feel like I made the wrong call at the most pivotal moment, and I regret it.
Yep. Here's the thing on the last lap of Indy, Daytona, Talladega, any of those races. You lift, you lose. That is, hand to God, the most true statement that you will ever hear any of these racers say. You lift, you lose. You cannot lift. Whatever you do, don't lift. And what's his name did it a year or two ago. Was it Pato O'Ward? He lifted and lost a few years ago. Was it
24th?
Pato did, yeah. But 2022, he lifted and he lost the race in turn 2. 2023, he got passed by Joseph Newgarden on a last lap pass. 2024, he got passed by Joseph Newgarden on the last lap.
Yeah.
So we've had, I think, 3 of the last 4 Indy 500s have been decided by a last lap pass. Which, again, I don't understand why more people aren't like glued to their TVs watching this thing. It's the speeds are incredible, the skill is incredible, the talent, the balls that you have to have. Like Armstrong said, dude, he goes, if I lift, we both wreck.
Yeah.
Oh well.
If I don't lift, we both wreck.
If I don't lift, we both wreck. And my answer to that would be, I'm not lifting. You lift. You're the one that put us in this position. You figure it out. I'm trying to go win this race.
Damn.
And listen, I know it's on a simulator. It's nowhere near close to the same. But you know how many times I've been in that same position where I'm like, I'm not lifting.
I know, but imagine.
And there's because there's no consequences for me.
Yes.
But at the same time, I'm not lifting.
Imagine being the kid that came in second and you lose by 23 thousandths of a second.
0.0017.
I thought it was 0.0023.
Oh, it could have been. I thought it was 0.17, but it could have been 2.3. But yes, regardless, it was the closest finish in Indy 500 history. And the whole race was amazing. And what else made the race great, too, is that there was this slight threat of rain for the second half of the race, where, like, if they lose, because if you lose the track, meaning the track is soaked and you have to dry it, minimum of 2.5 hours to dry it. Mm-hmm. And Indy doesn't have lights. So you start running up against darkness. That means the race is either going to get canceled, they're going to call it, or it's going to be drastically shortened. So these guys were racing for the lead, knowing that, like, hey, if I'm in the lead and the rain shows up, that could be it, and I could win this thing. Now, does it cheapen it because you didn't drive all 500 miles? Your name still goes on the trophy. They don't put an asterisk there because you only ran 420 miles. They still call it the Indy 500, and your name is still on the trophy. Mm-hmm. So, but it was a fantastic race. The racing was great. I thought they did a great job with the coverage, everything. The hype was unreal. It was just everything came together. It was an absolute spectacle. I mean, shit, I had 4 tickets to it right here.
That's awesome.
Like, I sold them. I digitally, uploaded and sold them all. Got my money back, but I'm going next year. For sure. I'm going. Because I want to see this thing.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It's a bucket list race for sure. But I was this close. This close. I actually didn't sell one of the tickets. I only sold 3. I got all my money back, but I only sold 3 of them. I was this close to just saying fuck it and hopping in my car Saturday morning and just driving out to Indy.
Was that 7-hour, 8-hour drive?
12.
Damn, it's 12 hours?
12 hours from here to the track. And I was just going to say, fuck it. I'll sleep in my car, go to the race Sunday, take a nap, wake up Monday morning, come home.
Sheesh.
And I was this fucking close to doing it. But I was like, meh. Glad I didn't. I had a great weekend. But
Damn.
next year. But my wife wasn't going to be able to go with me because she didn't have the time off, and I couldn't guarantee that we were going to be back by Tuesday morning because, like, you know, who knows? I didn't know what the weather was going to do, what the weather was going to be like, and all that shit. So I just said, fuck it. But next year I'm going. I have to see it. It's one of those things I got it on my list, and I want to get it done. So anything else, Sean? Anything we missed?
I don't think so.
Oh, by the way, Rosenquist odds before the race, he was anywhere from as low as plus 1,200 to as high as plus 1,500. So not a crazy payout. If you missed out on betting him, you didn't miss out on much.
Yeah.
It wasn't like he was like plus 7,000 or plus 10,000, which I was nervous that he would have been because I didn't pick. I picked Joseph Newgarden, Graham Rahal, and Scott McLaughlin. McLaughlin and Newgarden wrecked, and McLaughlin and I think Newgarden and Rahal wrecked, and I got very unfortunate with McLaughlin. I think he ended up finishing like 5th. Like I said, if it had been more of a 2-lap or 3 laps to go, I think I would have had a shot with McLaughlin, but he'll get one day.
Damn.
But nonetheless, we'll leave it there for tonight. And
I think this time next week is going to be
A.J. Brown.
A.J. Brown.
Yep.
Well, if he's not to the Patriots, to somewhere.
We'll
because it'll be June 2nd.
Yep, exactly. So June 1st is the day. We'll see what happens with that. Probably a lot of things going to go on June 1st, but yeah, we'll keep you posted. We'll probably be back next Tuesday. Can't see why not, but just in case, if we're not, whatever, fuck you. We'll talk to you in 2 weeks. For Mr. Betancourt, Plizzy couldn't be here, and myself, Joey Fats. This has been another episode of Row 1 Seat 1 Live Radio on Joey Fats Radio on the one, the only, the New Bedford Guide. Give us a like and a follow, and we will check you all next week. Peace.
Adios.
Right.